signed up for with all these men and this, that, and the third. Yeah, I do all that. Me personally, I can hold myself accountable. Yes. But here's the number one question. What happened, Rain? Something's wrong. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, put a 1 in the comments. If you can hear me, put a 1. Because she says she thinks something's wrong. I don't know. It might be her end. I'm not 100% sure. Unsure if it's you what? I don't understand. So, anyway, I'm going to give my opening. Thank you. Good morning, Rox. I'm going to give my opening, then I'm going to open up the platform to the brothers that would like to come up and answer this question today. So, a lot of times we always tell, I'm glitching. Hold up. Let me see something. Oh, God. Always something here. TikTok always got to do something to a brother. Brother just can't get online and just chill out. Ah, damn. There we go. All right, tell me, is that better? Is that better? That better? Good morning. Is that better? Am I not glitching anymore? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Okay. I didn't have my Wi-Fi on and I'm in the house. Okay, so once again, a lot of times we sit here, we talk about women, about the relationships that they're in and how unhealthy that they are and all this, that, and the third, right? So today's question is this. Why do we men stay in unhealthy relationships? See, this is the conversation that men don't talk about. We always have the tendency to, I'm not going to say pass judgment on women, but we rate them on basically on their past relationships, but we never talk about why we stay in bad relationships. But why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? It's a good question, isn't it? Because we don't never ask that question. And women don't rarely hear why. We give the most lamest excuses of the reason why we stay in something unhealthy. But this is a question that men need to answer. Salutations, my brother Ford. You know what? I'm glad you're here, bro. So, with that being said, I got my brother Ford here. I got my brother Omega in the building. If you gentlemen would like to come up and have this conversation. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, this is one of those. Oh, I got you, brother. This is one of those conversations that a lot of brothers is a little bit nervous to have because it shows, to me, it makes us feel a little vulnerable. And a lot of us don't truly understand why we, as men, stay in something unhealthy. So, everybody got a phone call. Go ahead, Ford. You got the floor, brother. Good morning. Welcome in.
What's good? Salutations, good sir.
Salutations to you, my brother.
Man, I just got in the room. I'm trying to figure out what's the move, man. You told me to be at 10 o'clock. I'm here on time, sir.
Yes, sir. You on time. I don't know everybody else, but it's okay. Listen,
it's good. It's Friday.
We're going to keep it moving.
Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
So that's the question this morning. Why do men stay in unhealthy relationships?
Oh, wow, man. That's deep. Yeah, that's a layered question, man. But I can jump it off real quick, man. First thing that came to my mind is because the men are unhealthy themselves. Toxicity breeds toxicity, man. And a lot of times we don't want to be accountable to the principles that we should stand on. And so it's comfortable. We find comfort in chaos. We find comfort in toxicity. And so even though that situation might not be good for us and we know it, there's comfort there. There's some benefit there. There's some type of easiness to it. A lot of men nowadays that are built, you know how they say they don't make men like they used to?
Right.
A lot of men are not built strong. They're not built to withstand. And so they look for the easy way out. So it's toxic or it's unhealthy, but it's easy. So they stay. It's comfort and familiarity. This is the Shay said. I give it back to you.
No, I like that you said that, which is true. And I think a lot of times, a lot of men stay in toxic relationships because of the sex. Because of how she performs in the bedroom. They can deal with. They would rather deal with all the nonsense, but they don't want to give it up. I'm gonna be honest. Why do you think a lot of us men fight? And I know I said this the other day, but which is the truth? Why do you think we fight? We're not fighting over the woman. We're fighting over the fact that she's willing to give up something that we cherish the most. Well, I ain't gonna say we. That a lot of men cherish the most is the box. This is the reason why we do what we do. And I'm not saying all of us, but this is one of the main reasons why brothers stay in these bad relationships. She can treat this man however she wants to treat him, talk to him in any type of form of fashion, he will sit there and accept it and then will allow it because why? Because I don't want nobody else taking what I have. Like, when do you as a man can learn to walk away from something just as well as we tell women to walk away from situations? Why must we sit there and stay with someone that we know is toxic? And it's true, but it's very unhealthy for us. But yet we still want to stick around because why? Because we sometimes, us men feel like I can't get no better. I can't do no better. She's all I have.
Yeah, and they think in lack. You know, I remember a season when I thought in lack and not abundance. And so, like you just said, that last statement, you said, she's all I have, she's all I can get. This is as far as I can go. So I'll just settle here, even though it's unhealthy, even though it's garbage. Yeah, you're getting a box, but you're getting into arguments, you're fighting, you got police called on you. It's all types of crazy things happening, but you stand there for one reason only, mainly. And a lot of times it's because men don't think in abundance and they're not building. You know, when a man is building, I'm not thinking in lack. I'm not thinking what I don't have. Or I'm not thinking this is the only person that exists in the world. So, you know, we got to take accountability ourselves, man. But I think that's the biggest thing. You just hit it right on the head. That's one of the biggest issues, bro. I know a couple of cats, a lot of dudes that are dealing with women, knowing what they want, but because they good in bed or they good, you know, with the brains, you know what I'm saying? Like they're staying in it and it's toxic. They know what the woman wants. She want a ring. They never planning on giving her that, but it's beneficial for them.
Yeah. And that right there is one of the things. Like, if you know that this woman is not good for you, why would you even want to stick around? And why would you want to be with her? And this is not this. And let's just to let you ladies know, we're not here bashing women. This is not a women bashing platform. This is just us men being honest and open up and truly find a reason why we stay in these situations. Why we stay. Because like I said before, we always talk about how the reason why y'all women do X, Y, and Z. But guess what? There are some men out here that are stuck. And they put themselves in these situations knowing doggone well that they can do better, but they fall for whatever. And then they fall in that fairy tale thing of, oh, I love her. It's just something about her. It's nothing about you. It's nothing about that relationship that should keep you there as a man. You should be able to, as a man, you should be able to walk away. And I think a lot of times these brothers stay in these unhealthy relationships is because they have the woman taking care of them. That woman is providing things for this man. She's buying him clothes. She's giving him money. He's not really working. She's taking care of him, and she done built the bear. And at the end of the day, the saddest part about all that is, here he is. He's stuck in that situation. He put himself there. And allowing this woman to take his manhood. The moment that a woman takes your manhood and you stay in there, guess what? That is unhealthy. Because I'm not trying to take her woman. I'm not trying to take nothing feminine from her. But you are trying to take everything from me. And the fact that you are talking to me in a tone that is very disrespectful, and you allowing it. And you want to call that love as a man. But you know, man, I know she do that. And it's sad when you got brothers that'll tell you, yo, man, why you got this woman talking to you like that? Nah, man, you know, man, I just love her, bro. Nah. Sometimes you are just a sucker for love, dude. Bottom line.
Yeah, that's real, bro. I think it's becoming more of an alarming issue because a lot of men are becoming effeminate and soft. And they don't know how to stand on their ground. Like, I ain't moving in with a woman. You know, dudes are moving in, driving their whip, you know, seeing what they can benefit from a woman. And it's like, where's your identity at? Where's your masculinity at? Where's your leadership at? And so they're missing out on these components, and they're thinking they're benefiting because they're listening to, you know, certain podcasts or listening to what the coach is saying. And they're sitting there allowing themselves to be weak and ultimate because these things can be weaponized against you. and now you have no power. Now you have no authority. And that's one thing that attracts a woman is your masculinity, is your authority, is your power, is your leadership. So when you're not operating in that, you're a child. You're in essence a child to them. And that real argument gonna hit, and then it's gonna be a problem.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, brothers. What's up, 62? Good morning. Welcome into the men's panel. D. Awesome, welcome in this morning. Good morning, brothers. So, y'all know this morning's question. If those that don't know, why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? And me and Mr. Ford, we have been cooking so far, but we need a couple more chefs in here.
I'm gonna let the wise one-liner go ahead and go, and I'm gonna give you my take on it after the wise man speaks.
Okay, Mr. 62, the wise one, master of the one-liners. Why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? $62, you with us? 62. All right, come on, D. We're going to give him a minute.
All right. Well, here's the thing. We have to, unfortunately, go against the teachings that were good for the old ways, which is our level of commitment. We've ingrained a commitment into the man's psyche, into the man's DNA, to the folly of his ways, to see it through. And when certain signs appear that there's no signs of correction to be adhered to be responded to, then we need to go ahead and let situations be where they must be at. It's also the romantic side in us as well. We talk about the women having their DNA tied to a fantasy level of life, but men, we have our fantasy tied to my commitment is going to show that this situation is going to turn around. So we gotta break that, but that's why a lot of men do stay. And then let's talk about what the women's favorite. He ain't got nowhere else to be. That may be a case. So that may also very well play a part into where you'll stay in an abusive situation if you don't want to be outside in the cold. And I would tell you, go on out there and get your ass in the cold and let that freeze warm you over a night or two.
No, I can agree with that. You know what? But sometimes, what the funny part is? A lot of times we men, we want to try to fix situations that's already broken, and we don't realize it. So we decide to stay in something that's very unhealthy. And then we forget that we do have places to go. I got family I can run to, but we forget that. And we get scared. And this is the reason why, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes because of the things that this woman has been doing for us, instead of to us, we're looking at more of what she's doing for me instead of the things that she's doing to me. And the reason why I'm staying in this situation is because of the things that she's doing for me. And I'm a man, I'm strong enough to deal with the stuff that she's doing to me. And the way that she's talking to me and how she's responding to me. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the point where she's like, I don't want you, I don't need you, and then these brothers break down and they start to forget because their mind get clouded, and I really don't have where am I going to go? What am I going to do? First of all, how can you, it's like you almost lose yourself in your own thoughts about where am I going? What am I going to do? Because you know what? You have got so lax on this woman doing so many things for you that you forgot how to be a man.
Oh, well, I forgot the number 3, and the most popular number 3. We should all probably say it at the same time, but I know we ain't in that form of unison this morning. But y'all gonna hear me when I say this. Maybe that cooch just so fire.
What I just said. Look. Did I not just say that? Bro, did I not just say that?
You definitely just said that. You definitely did.
Baby, that coochie just fire.
That's
Wake up in the morning, sunshine. Woo, my sunshine.
listen. It's the truth. It's the truth, bro. Brothers will sacrifice so much just for some good box. Like, it's crazy work. It's crazy. Yo, she got that fire. It's just something about it. I can deal with all the other stuff, but once I get this, I'm good. Ain't nowhere in the world. What they say, one night of pleasure is a lifetime in hell. I'd rather listen. No, I'm walking away from that.
But bro, and I was gonna ask, is that I heard D mention, what's good, D? I heard you mention something about the old school methods and the old school way. Like, isn't that an old school mindset though? Like, man, the box so good because they didn't have the capacity or access that we have today. Like, I'm not going off no box. It's 2026, man.
I mean,
It's everywhere.
If you say old school method, that was just amongst just the homies, right? It really wasn't a teaching. Like your old man and my old man and Velvet old man never said, man, you get your woman some good box, don't go nowhere.
I've heard it, but listen, I ain't gonna lie, but I've heard that. I heard some mental, but man, I get some good cooch. I don't care how bad this woman is, man. She can do whatever she want to do to me. Only she got that good cooch. It's crazy. But
you know, people just be talking, but again, they go with that power, life, or death in the tongue, right? So the fact of the matter is, we are staying in bad relationships for just as minuscule and meaningless reasons as much as women are. And the thing with it is, nobody's coming to save us, fellas. Nobody's coming to save us. 1 foot at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 second at a time. You got to go through the process. You know what I mean? You got to go through the process. It may be unbearable. Yeah, the trouble don't last always. It may not be the most sexiest. The trouble don't last always. You know, and once you persevere and push through a situation, you will find out after going through it and you look back, it really wasn't all that bad. Really,
listen,
he's like, yeah, I mean, I ain't like it, but now I think about it, that's it.
well,
Well, let's go.
Well, I would say this: the hardest step you take in your life is the one you avoid.
so this what you're coming off mute to just drop that one real quick on us 62. Like, this how you doing it?
Well, you know, I ain't gotta talk long to get the message across.
You ain't never lying. Ladies and gentlemen, 62 Bunny, the masters of the one-liners. If you don't know him, you know him now. No, he's right though. I mean, a lot of time we're afraid to step away. We want to sit in that, and I don't understand why. It's like, why would I want to stay with someone? Why would I want to sit in something that's unhealthy for me? But yet, I want to criticize the woman for staying in something unhealthy as well. And I'm gonna be honest, us as men, like when I think about it now, as much as we've been on this app and we've been talking to women and telling them, you know, you just this, and the man is this. We have to start looking at the man as well. Like, look, bro, you are in this relationship, making a relationship unhealthy as well, which is still part of being in an unhealthy relationship if you're making a relationship unhealthy. However you want to look at it. So, are we really blaming some women for some of the actions that they do? Yes, we are. But also, we as men got to take the responsibility of making that relationship unhealthy for the person that we with, not only for them, but even for ourselves. I'm making a relationship unhealthy with the stupidity that I'm doing, with the things that I'm doing. That's called holding myself accountable in set relationship. We can hold the woman accountable for her actions, but guess what? As a man, if we're supposed to be the leaders and we're supposed to be the head of this relationship, where does it start from? It starts from us, if I'm right or wrong. So at the end of the day, if I'm making things unhealthy in a relationship, put 2 and 2 together. If I made something unhealthy, guess what? If I'm the one that's causing the issues in this relationship, in this marriage, whatever the case may be, guess who making it bad? Me. Can't blame her because she's following my lead. So if she's following me, guess what I'm doing? I'm pouring more toxic into her. If I'm the creator of the toxicity, I'm pouring that toxicity into this woman. And then now I want to sit back and look at what I created, and then want to get upset and talk about, oh, she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. She's only that because of what you brought out of her. You poured all that stuff into this woman as your so-called leader. I don't know. I could be right. I could be wrong, fellas. This is just my thoughts.
Well, like this. She gives you comfort, right? But comfort makes you lazy. Don't make you stronger. That's what comfort does. Comfort keeps you safe, but you don't get stronger from it. And you have to get uncomfortable to get a blessing. And for some, it takes, who don't want it, entitled. But remember, we learn manipulation at home. And people forget that. We are taught how to manipulate at home. And we take it out of the home everywhere we go. So whatever you learn, they don't want to admit it. And they don't want to say they tried to do it. But how you were raised, you were taught how to manipulate. Sometimes you were taught how to lie. Because our parents would say, tell them I'm not at home. And they look at you right in the face. And they tell you, where'd you learn to lie? I told them, you taught me. So the things we learn, we take it out in the street. And if we don't get it at home, guess what? People see that we don't have it at home and they give it to us. And that's how we fall into that pattern. Because that's how most of the fellas joined the gangs back in the day. They see there was no one home giving them something. They gave it to them and brought them right in. And then they thought that's what life is. Men didn't have childhoods. They had the hood.
So one of the brothers in the name is Trax FX2. He said, we lead how to guide and teach, but a lady corrects everything we do. Interesting. That's an interesting thought. When a lady does a correction, it's out of emotions. So my question is this, right? For us men, let's be real. We always say ladies are emotional, whatever, but are we really logical thinkers? Because a lot of times we don't really think logically. And we also base things off of our emotions, which is what we want to call logic. It's still an emotional trait, however we want to look at it. We will still say things because maybe because we just may sit on it for a little bit. And the reason why I know that I sit on certain things because I don't want to say the wrong thing to escalate the situation. So this is the reason why I say I will sit back and I want to wait, because sometimes we just fly off the handle and we only go with the flow of the energy of the room.
Well, we go ahead for it. If we do we, then we must take a honest look at we. So there is an emotional point that can be made. However, strong come on steroids while lifting weights. There's a diaspora that is very prevalent as into, look outside this window. Chaos is not ensuing at the mounds of levels that it could if we were as emotional as a lot of people want to buy into. So yes, there's emotions that are there. There have been emotions that have taken out, but men are not emotionally led. That's the difference. Are we emotional beings? Absolutely. Are we emotionally led? No. When we talk about the we specter, we are not. Because if we were on the island, we say we gonna figure something out, or we gonna die trying.
It's come on for it.
So I agree, but I don't, especially in the culture we live in. Like some of my background, I used to be youth coordinator, youth leader, youth pastor. I used to run a group home for men, young men in the inner city of Chicago, wards of state 17 to 21, with a nonprofit for about 8 years. And those things have to be imparted into you. This is my whole point. We are, like you said, we are emotional creatures. But the reason why we say these things and make the differentiation between men and women and logic and emotion is because men have been placed in circumstances and situations that require us to be logical apart from our emotions. And what we're seeing in today's society is we're just seeing a mix of all of these different things with no structure, no purpose, no direction. You know, I'm sure most of us have played sports, have got into organized and structured environments where there was a leader, there was somebody that, you know, you had to compete, and that created the logic, the practicality applications. And so I think a lot of men are becoming more emotional because they don't have purpose. Without that purpose, without that direction, you're just a man in a man you all dressed up with no place to go. You got on all that armor and no battle to fight, and you end up fighting your woman. You end up competing and abusing her and verbally abusing her. And so I think one of the solutions that we can find and discover is men finding their purpose. So now if you find purpose before you find a woman, a lot of the issues we'll be running into will be easily dismantled because you already operating in purpose, and she ain't got to treat you like a son. And son, you can correct you.
You better don't come here telling too much truth. No, you
like that.
No, they don't like that. Not today.
Well, let's say this real quick. We all have emotions. And everybody can agree. We had to get permission to share our emotions. Because when you were growing up, don't you cry? I'll give you something to cry about. So you were told to hold that emotion in. So as people have evolved, you know, and then depending on what you did, I was in the military, went from not being able to show emotion. Are you really going to show emotion? Okay, remember, we need permission. Now, in sports, when you win, you see all the emotion come out because you got permission to do it. And now they say, you're not emotional intelligent. Really? I've been holding my emotions and not being able to share them. I had to pick and choose when I do. That takes intelligence, when to give it and when to hold it. You go out, remember, if you're a 6 foot tall black man going out there, you know, if you show emotion, you may not come back home. So we had to be intelligent and take time to learn these things. So we keep evolving with that.
But the thing I'm starting to grasp, right? As your gentlemen talking, I'm listening to what you're saying. Good morning, Omega. Good morning, Harold. Welcome in, gentlemen. The thing that I'm kind of grasping on is when it comes to this unhealthy situation as far as men and unhealthy relationships that we stay in. It's been a violation of dangerous activities like challenges positivity. Why they always see somebody? What? Ford. All right. I had to remove Ford. I'm sorry. They must have caught him in the spaceship. I could bring him back up in a minute. The thing that kind of troubles me the most about this unhealthy, why we stay in unhealthy relationships, is one of the reasons for this. And y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of times we create the problems that we can't fix, and then we try to fix them. We create the problems in the relationships. We are the cause of the problem in the relationship, and then we turn around and try to fix it. What's up, Bobby? I see you, sister. And then we try to fix the problems in the relationships that we cause, and then we can't fix them correctly. And this is the reason why she gets upset and she gets in her feelings, and then she has to fix some of the problems that we create. I'm not saying we create all the problems, but for some of the problems, because let's call a spade, fellas. A lot of times we are the cause of the problem in the relationship, but we don't want to admit it. I'm not saying most of the time. I'm going to say about 70% of the time. 60-40. I'll give it 60-40. I want to go higher, but, I can't really do that. I can't speak for all brothers. But what's your thoughts, Omega? What's your thoughts, Harold?
Well, first and foremost, good morning. That what I just said is something that we don't do, right? We don't address everyone leading into a conversation. That's already a no-no, right? Say hello, feel the air. But I've heard some interesting things. The gentleman said that when you're not working in purpose, you're working in somebody else's lane, right? And then somebody else said that the only time that we're allowed to celebrate is when we win. So I think that we want to win so badly because we have so many harbored emotions that we skip steps trying to get there just so that we can release our emotions because we're not allowed to since we're young. We get taught not to express our emotions. So think about this. If we're problem solving or we are problem solvers, how could we ever think that we're the problem when we're the problem solver?
So basically what I'm hearing is, so basically what I just heard is how can we solve the problems that we already caused?
If we are problem solvers, we're not going to look at ourselves as the problem because we're here to fix what's already there, but what's already there could be coming from us.
Correct. And we're not. No. Cat, number two, keep going. I'll let you know.
Number two, contrary to popular belief, there is no one reason why. There's different reasons. Some are stronger than others. So we got to stop labeling something like and that's the problem with most men. They get this epiphany and they think that's the answer to everything. And they use that epiphany for every different instance that we go through. Every problem is different. And we have to make adjustments. Listen to that word because that's a word that men don't do. We don't make adjustments because we're happy and we're content with who we are and what we learn. And we don't need to learn anything else.
I mean.
Number three. Why men stay in unhealthy relationships is because they think that it's healthy because that's all we know. If you grow up in an unhealthy relationship, right, with your parents, you're going to seek the same thing. Mm-hmm. You don't know how to function in a healthy relationship, so why would I chase something that I don't know how to do? We're supposed to be problem solvers. Again, that whole problem solving thing is an exaggerated expression and expectation. And what happens when you have too many expectations? Get ready for the disappointments that come behind that, right? So men, oh man, this is gonna hurt, but I'm gonna say it, brother.
It's a men's panel. It's supposed to hurt.
Forgive me in advance.
Take your time.
How could you solve something that you don't know exists?
You know what? Live is over. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go. Say that again, please. Say that one more again.
How can you solve something that you don't know exists? You have not been trained to recognize it because the only recognition that we get is as a winner. When we're supposed to be getting recognition for our efforts because we're not going to win every time that we try. We've been taught that you have to win every single time. So how do we feel when we fail? We don't know. We don't know how to handle failure because they frown upon us and they never taught us that failures is the only way to grow and to gain momentum towards our purpose.
Man, teach them.
And here's another thing too. This is a part that's going to hurt. If they crucified the perfect man, who are you? You think you can't get it? You think that you ain't going to go through turmoil? You think that everything that you do in life is going to come easy? It's not. We don't even know how to accept gifts. We don't even know how to accept the words, I love you. I laugh for now because you're getting me very freaking emotional right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, this is what I said. Then I tell you, I said I got a topic today. This topic is different because we don't truly speak on the reason why we stay in unhealthy relationships.
Because it's healthy to us.
Yeah, in our mindset. What's up, Howard? You wanted to say something, brother?
Yes, sir. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just coming in on the conversation, kind of working. But man, I'm so grateful and thankful to my wife because when I met her 25 years ago in that barbershop, she wasn't coming into the barbershop trying to be seen. She came into the barbershop trying to be hidden. but I seen her spirit. I seen everything about her. I seen it, and it was something that I needed and I wanted because I was in so many different relationships trying to find love in all the wrong places. And when we got married, man, she gave me room to be the man that I needed to be, and she was patient with me. And a lot of times in these relationships, we say, "Oh, I love you," and just like the person just said earlier, like you don't ever understand love, But when we say, "Hey, I love you," or she says, "I love you," and she does something that we don't like, the first thing you go to is that, "Oh, you don't love me." No, love doesn't work like that. Love is up and down. I'm learning to love you. I'm learning to understand you. Do I like everything you do? No, I don't. I don't. But I'm going to be patient with you. And I'm going to love you through the hurt, the pain, and everything you've been through. I remember right before we got married, she got mad at me because I wanted to look at a television show. I was like, we're going to talk later. And she got upset because she was used to me being her life that will always blow up. And she took my computer and she threw it out the window. And so I looked at her and I sat her down. I said, "Sweetie," I said, "I thought you was different than all these other women that I was with. I really thought you was different." And she said, in that moment, because she knew my character too, I was in the church just trying to be the godly man that I was. But she said she was taken by that. And she said she started making changes within. Because sometimes we can be used to that drama, that all that stuff. And when she threw my computer out the window, she said, out the door, she said she was waiting on me to leave. And as I was going out the door, or getting ready to leave, and I came back, all I wanted her to do is say, "Baby, don't go. I apologize." And that was a defining moment for us. And so we've been together over 25 years now. And when I tell you, if women can really get this, they can have whatever they want. Love the man to where he wants to be. You have to finish the job that his mother didn't finish, or his big mama didn't finish, or whoever was in his life. They took him as far as they can go, as they can take them. And so now, women, you have to push and encourage him to be the best that he can be. Because our relationship is really based upon how our mother treated us, how Big Mama treated us. And we're looking for the same thing. And when we don't get it, we run. And we have to stop running and start helping you women to see the bigger picture instead of seeing the argument as being the problem. The argument is not the problem. The argument is developing us. The disagreements is shaping us. It's shaping us. So over 25 years, 25 years, we here now. It hasn't been the best all them 25 years. We had created 3 businesses in the 25 years. At first, we felt like we couldn't work together. Now we're working fine together. We're speaking together. We're raising I'm raising my family with my wife. And so, man, this is a good topic. I don't know if I hit on the things that I needed to hit on, but
You said what you needed. No, you said what you needed to say, and this is what we do here. Listen, you gave valid
I'm gonna
points.
tell you, I don't care what you say. A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Amen. You ain't lying, but she got it. But first of all, she got to want to be found. That's number one. She can't be hiding. She got to want to be found, because I'm not here to play hide and seek. I don't think brothers should be playing hide and seek. But I do want to say this though. It's something that you said that kind of touched me a little bit. Is the fact that we men we get into these relationships and stay in there because we're looking for something that we can't find. We're looking for something that also has been lost. Is the reason why we stay in a lot of these unhealthy relationships. There is something missing inside of us that we're trying to find, and we're trying to validate it through a woman, and we can't find it. And it's the reason why we stay, because we think she's the one. And I know if I do this, I can make her happy. See, that's where the problem starts. The moment that we start thinking, if I do this for her, she's going to be happy. If I do this for her, she's going to be okay. But guess what? You forgot to say the one thing to yourself. What about me? What about me? Because I'm doing all this stuff for you, but am I happy doing it? Or am I doing it just because? To make...
I trained to be last.
Yeah, that word think to hold.
No, you're right about that.
Open, not thinking.
I appreciate what he said, because I just relearned something, right? One, we are trained to be last. Everybody has to come first because we're the man. But we're not taught that we don't have to be first, but we don't have to be last. We have to be working on ourselves while we work on everyone else, because the only people that are growing are the people in front of us, not the person inside of us. That's number one. And what that gentleman just did right there, I hope people caught this. During the vetting process, ladies and gentlemen, if you're so lucky to go through it again, right? You need to find out as a man, and the woman needs to find out how much is left for this man to develop into the person that he needs to be. So if you're not the one for the job, stop making believe that you can do something that you've never done, or you're not equipped to do it. So if this man didn't have a good relationship with his mother, didn't have an auntie, didn't have good friends, if he didn't have the woman in his life that he needed, because remember this, a man that goes into a relationship already done, already equipped, and has nothing left to do, the scale of women that are out there that can help you is almost zero to none. Because if you ain't growing in your relationship, then what's the point of getting in a relationship when you're already complete? You don't need anything. And that's the problem that we think as men, is that we don't think that we need anything, because we've been taught to do what we can with what we got. And if we don't have it, we go get more. But if you get more of what you don't have, then you have more zeros than anything else.
Say it again. Boy, we got a lot of zeros, but we always try to put a one in front of it.
That is good. I like what you said, my brother, because you were just talking about how we put ourselves last, right? Well, in my relationship, my wife puts me first. She puts me first, and I'll put her first. Kids, we got y'all, but y'all ain't coming between me and mama. That's not gonna happen. And we have learned over the years is to put each other first, because when kids grow up, they ain't gonna think nothing about you. They don't care nothing about you. They doing their own thing. And so we have to put ourselves first. We have to. You got to eat. You're the one working and you putting in the work. Why not put yourself first? My wife don't have to work. She don't. But she earned it. It's like a bank, man. Like if you don't put in your relationship, you can't withdraw from it. You can't. There's no way that you can withdraw if you never put in encouragement, love, understanding, all that, patience, kindness, all that. You got to put this in your relationship. But if you don't put it in, if you think if it's all about you, you're mistakenly wrong.
But that's what makes the relationship unhealthy for us, because we make it all about them. we forget that a relationship is two people, but we put so much work into making it all about them that we forget about us. And then we realize as a man, as time progresses, some men sit back and be like, wait a minute, I'm doing all of this for this woman, but yet she's doing less for me. I'm pouring into the woman, I'm telling her all this other stuff, but I'm not getting no accommodations for anything that I have done. Not saying that we need accommodations, but in the essence of what are you showing me? I'm showing you everything, but what are you showing me? What are you giving back to me?
Yeah, you have a right.
But here I am stuck in this unhealthy relationship, and I'm looking through the wall. Now I'm looking through clear lenses, because when I was looking at this woman, everything was fogged. I had tints on my eyes. I couldn't see that it was unhealthy because I was making an unhealthy situation, trying to make it healthy, trying to make it fit me, and not realizing that all this stuff that I'm trying to make fit me is not working. So when do I slap myself in the face? When do I throw that cold water on me? When do I take that cold shower? When do I wake up from this nightmare that I put myself in?
Okay. Can I say this?
Come on, 62.
No, let me.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, Apostle. Hold on. My brother he wanted to come on, 62. I got you, brother.
Okay.
I was just saying, a lot of men sometimes play an imposter. So you're an imposter.
Yes.
In a relationship. Excuse me, sir.
Apostle, hold on, brother.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes, we're gonna have to. Come on, 62.
So when you're playing an imposter in a role, it's going to be toxic. You stay because you're not that person anyway. You're trying to prove something that you weren't. I wasn't a man, but I had to say, oh yeah, let me play like a man. She gave me matter of fact, she gave me a blueprint. I'm following the blueprint. I'm not that person. I'm an imposter. And you know what, an imposter usually gets discovered eventually, because it's hard to keep playing a role that you're not made for. Bingo. And I'll laugh.
English. Yes. I mean, yes. Brother, I give you 1,000% right. I want to tell you one question for everybody. For what we fighting? What we need, like a man's little beloved. Why is happening these things about us with women? When you give the heart, you give everything for her, and you wake up on one day with not knowing, alone. Why we are so stupid in this time? What is going on with us?
I won't call it stupid,
Please,
brother.
I want to ask. I'm sorry.
I won't call it stupid. I won't say that.
I'm not saying we are stupid.
No. What I'm saying is this: the situation that we're not doing is stupid because guess what? We're basing it based off what? Off of our emotions as well. At the end of the day, we say we lie, we think logically, but we move stupidly. It's our movements, is the behavior that we're doing. How we trying to react to something that is not right for us. And a lot of times we tell women to have discernment about the man, but guess what? Where's our discernment as a man to choose the correct woman? Where's our discernment to notice and start seeing that, hey, either what I'm doing in this relationship is no good, I need to walk away from this woman because I'm no good for her. Instead of saying, oh, she's no good for me, she did X, Y, and Z. We got to start waking up as men and be like, wait a minute, you know what? Let me tell you something, sweetheart. The reason why I'm leaving you is because I'm not good for you. It's because of the things that I'm doing to you ain't correct. It's because I'm not treating you as the woman that I'm supposed to treat you as. I don't see you as the queen or the goddess or the woman or the wife that I want you to be. I don't see that. You know why? Because I'm no good for you. This is the type of man that I am. I'm out there cheating. I'm doing everything that you don't like. I'm lying to you. I'm being deceitful. I'm doing all these stuff. But do we men really truly tell ourselves this when we look in the mirror and we facing that man in the mirror? Do we truly tell ourselves this is who the hell I am?
So what we have here is we have to realize that men have evolved in a great way, because marriage is down globally 50%. That means, son, you're going to marry Anissa, Papa. No Papa. Her Instagram.
Oh my God.
Oh, no. My son will not marry Anissa. So we not jumping off the porch like we used to with picking the wrong one, right? And in a lot of that, too, a lot of interaction on the social level is down. Now, for the ones that are involved in the wrong dynamic, I said it once, I'll say it again. You don't have the woman you want because you're not the man you want to be.
Ouch.
Mm.
Ouch.
No. I want to have the woman what me I want to have.
No.
That's the problem between.
Apostle.
No.
Apostle. What's your favorite
No,
part?
we losing here.
Apostle.
It's not a win or lose thing. See, that's the problem. Apostle, hold on. See, go ahead.
Watch this, brother. Watch this. Apostle, what's your favorite car? What's your favorite? What is your favorite car?
Interruption. What are you?
What's up, Milk?
What is your favorite car, Apostle? You sorry?
Mercedes.
Don't be sorry.
No, what is your favorite car? Your favorite car to drive?
Mercedes.
Oh, Mercedes. Okay.
You have one?
Mercedes. I don't know.
Yes.
Huh?
Do you have it? Do you have the Mercedes
Yeah, I
that
love-
you want? No, do you have
Yes.
it? You do?
I have it. Yes.
The one you want.
Yes.
Did it want you back?
No, I wish to. No, I have, but I wish to have the better, but I don't have the money.
Okay,
now.
right
But
there. Right there.
Yeah.
You don't have the car
Yes.
you want.
I wish to have it. Yes, but it's
Right.
too expensive.
Hold
for me.
on, Apostle. In order for you to have the car you want, it requires you to be the man you want to be to have that purchased vehicle or have it handed to you. See, there's requirements and processes we must go through. A diamond cuts a diamond, sir.
Yes.
Not sand, not mud,
And you
not
compare
clay.
this with
Diamond.
months now.
Diamond.
You
Hold on,
compare
Apostle.
with 2 months.
Hold on, Apostle.
Hold on, let him finish his thought, brother, please.
A diamond cuts a diamond.
Yes.
I cannot go and be an unflawed piece and go get with a flawed piece and expect it to resemble what I am and vice versa. I have to get to the status of self that I desire. Am I emptying out the tank of me each one of these 24 hours a day to get to the place where I can look in the mirror and say, Omega, I'm really him. Not just from what I perceive. No, I'm so much him when I don't feel like him, Velvet. When I don't look like him, Velvet, I'm very much him. Because when I go outside, it tells me I'm him. Not just by proximity of tangible items, by response from the people around me. I haven't got to that point. I cannot worry about the woman I want
And that,
because I'm not the man I want to be. So this is why a lot of times we end up in these situations of bad relationships because one, we giving up on ourselves.
come on.
Giving up
No,
on
you
God.
have to be a man.
Hold on, Apostle.
You have to be a
Hold
man.
on, Apostle. We giving up on our God. We giving up on our value. We're giving up on our dignity. We're giving up on our integrity. We're giving up on our self-esteem. We're giving up on our morals. We just flat out have given up. That's why, as men, it becomes these things for us to stay in these bad relationships because that goes the emotional side. Omega, if I feel good, if I feel bad, if I feel in between, you know what I get to get? I get to get a feeling. But when you become the man you want to be, you're not worried about a feeling. You tied into your purpose, like my brother Ford said earlier.
No. You like a man, you have to feeling like a man. Don't let the woman to go up to you. Don't let the woman to go on your back because you go to lose. You go to lose everything what you construct in your life. Everything what you're doing in your life. I have friends, is losing everything, brother, because it's love a woman. and the woman is letting, is losing everything. Is we men, we smart, strong, we are lions. We are lions. But on this time, what is going on with this mentality, we looking weak. It's stupid to looking weak. We are strong. We are men. We are never down. And a lot of men all the time, oh, I have to listen to my girl. I have to listen to my wife. What the fuck is wrong?
Hey, hold on. First of all, we don't do profanity. Let me say this.
No, not to him. I'm
No.
not saying to him. I speak in general.
Time out. We don't do, but we don't use profanity. I understand you want to be passionate. It's okay. But respect my house.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right.
Let me
Yes, okay, I'm sorry.
Can I throw
I
something
go
in real quick?
after him.
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm the type of person that I love to listen
From Africa.
because it helps me fill in the blanks, right? So listen to what I'm listening to you guys. Listen to this take right here. I don't think it's as important to be the man you want to be than the man you need to be. And I think that's where we're confused. Because I just realized by listening to you guys that, because we talked about a woman filling the void that you didn't get before, right? Think about this. Is it possible that we were taught that we could be anything and we could have anything, but we were never taught how to maintain it?
Say that again, please, because
Bars.
say that again,
You're
please.
boring, man. You're boring. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah, you gonna have to let them go.
you should have asked him what
Say
camel
less. You know I don't play with the profanity. I already told him one time. See that's what we're talking about, the ignorance. But come on,
No,
let's.
but you gave him a chance.
Of course.
Right? All right, so let's dissect this slowly. I want Awesome to help me with this, right? Let's dissect this slowly. We were taught that we could be whatever we want to be, which is a lie. It's a lie because we're not all gonna be pro football players. We're all not gonna be accountants. We're not whatever the case may be. Right? We can reach any goal we want, but can we maintain it or deserve to continue having it? Because what's the point of saying I won? Okay, that's it, game over. No, that's where the game starts. When you obtain something, you have to be able to maintain it, keep it, work with it, go through ups and downs. Because the moment that, think about it, when you meet someone, a female, right? We're not being logical because there's something about her that struck us. Her eyes, her movement, her energy, her righteousness, her biblical knowledge, where she came from. There is always this one thing that sticks out that makes us overlook everything else and we just run with it because we've been taught to get the bag. We've been taught to obtain our goals, but we were never taught that once you get it, now is when the real struggle begins. Now is when the real promise of intention and consistency begin. Help me with that, Awesome, please.
So this is why I love and despise the English language simultaneously.
This is what we
I
do
learned this
right
from
now.
my foreign friends. In your country, my brother, he says to me, one word lives in 20-something houses, and it's the same word. And I had to sit with that and say, oh, that's right, because our language has derived from what is known as Babel. So we speak to one another, but simultaneously we're Babel, right? In the midst of that, everything my brother said is spot on. Spot on. The difference is the message I was conveying goes what he was saying, but in indirect way. Because in that level, when you become the man you want, right? When you want something, you work at it rigorously, diligently, purposefully, intentionally, right? The reward is, I got it, right? And this is why a lot of times when we speak and interact with our women, if you want to do something, you just do it. So, and again, my brother's not wrong. He's not wrong. But, and that's the thing that I love about this is, ladies, understand the variation of men that sit before you. And understand when you look out that window, that door, the variation of men that exist. Think about all the different meaningful styles of leadership that will be before you. And this is where we have to conform and comply. And just on a social level, we're not even talking romantic. Just socially, we have to conform and comply.
That's good.
How easy is it for me to take anything that's being said and feel however I want to feel about it? How easy is it for me, Velvet, for me to not like the way your glasses is glaring back at me? It's easy, right? But in the midst of something, right, depending on the person and how they receive and process information, they would be bothered. You know what? I'm sick of TikTok, brother. I done followed you 12 times already. I gotta follow you again. I sit here and I thank God for being able to be patient. To say, hey, this is where it came from, brother. You haven't got what you want from me because you haven't got to the quiet place you wanted to have, to hear from me. And every day, I try to find a way to get to that quiet place I really desire to have my uninterrupted relationship with God. Is my relationship with God interrupted? No, not really. But there's too much possibilities for it to be. But if I get to the space I want, it's going to be uninterrupted. Because you got too much that you have to get through to disturb when I get that situation sealed. So when I say you're not the man you want to be, you shouldn't assume that you're going to do the work or you haven't done the work, right? Because again, this is why we have the exchanges for the clarification. Once again, a lot of people receive a lot of the stuff that they get and cannot maintain it. Women have gotten the man that they want and wonder why that, hey, this man is perfect. He hasn't ignored me. He's been supportive. He's financial. He's got the physical build. He's handsome. He's got the social. Why do you feel something's missing? If everything you want is present, right? So again, that goes that language barrier that we have to break down. We have to break that down. And if you're not going to be patient enough to be in the midst of having a discussion, go ahead and find you a corner. Sit there. Become a priest or a nun. You don't need to be talking to nobody but Jesus 24/7.
You ain't never lying. You ain't never lying. But let me introduce the other brother that's in the panel. Positive 3 the hard way. AC God and Leo. What's up? Good morning. Welcome in, brothers. If y'all don't know this morning's topic, I'm gonna go to you next for it because I know you wanted to go next, so we're gonna go down the line with the other brothers. Good morning. Good morning. Grand Rising. So this morning's question is, why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? So I'm gonna go forward, then I'm gonna go to you, Positive 3 the hard way, AC, and then Leo. We're gonna do it just like that.
Yes, sir, man. That was excellent shares by D and the gentleman next to him. How do you pronounce your name?
Or Biga.
Or you could call him Ant for short.
Yeah, my family calls me Ant, so come on in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, since this is an all men's panel, I think everyone's been contributing very, very good, man. We're bringing up some strong points. One of the things, since it is an all men's panel, I think we focus too much on the woman prior to focusing on ourselves. Like I said before, I view life through a biblical lens and a business lens. And so the Bible talks about, it literally tells us, do not awaken love before it's time. And so what ends up happening is men, through those emotions we was talking about, Bill, we get into relationships prior to being prepared for it, and we haven't gone through process. And so now we're trying to juggle who we are, because we don't know who we are. We're trying to juggle who she is, because she don't know who she is, and I don't know the nature of a woman. And then we're trying to juggle our relationship with God, and we end up altering on the impact of what we intended to do with the relationship. And so the Bible talks about with Adam, and I like to go back to Adam because it's the origin, but with Adam didn't know he was alone. Adam was so focused in his purpose and what he was called to build, naming the animals. The Bible calls it shamaring the garden, which means to guard, to protect, to place in order. Adam did not know. It was God who said, hey, it's not good that this man be alone. And then he presented a woman to him, his type of baddie. You see what I'm saying? So until we walk into those purposes, until we're going through the process, like the military. I'm militant in my actions, military school, but I just didn't sign that last document. My entire family was either salon, military, or church. That was the whole dynamic of my entire family. And you have to go through a process. When you go into the military, you're a civilian, and then they're going to strip you down, cut your hair. They're going to send you through a process to convert you over into a soldier. And what's happening is when we're talking about relationships and love, we're not converted into leaders. We're prematurely getting into relationships and wondering why we're going through small bickering arguments with our lady, and we don't have any authority in the home. And the reason why you don't have it is because you don't have authority in your life, because you haven't gone through the process to develop into the man you need to be to lead that home. And so I think this is some of the issues we got. I know we got some new cats on the stage, and I want to pass it so I can be,
No, I want to piggyback a little bit off that because that was beautiful. So I got sent a video this morning, right? And it made so much sense. The reason why we stay in unhealthy relationships. Do the math. We create a relationship with God, but now we recreate a relationship with a woman, and we forget that we need to fix a relationship with the Father first before we try to keep this woman. And guess what we start doing? Now we start pouring more into this woman than we are into our own relationship with God. And we forget about that relationship with God, but we only turn back to him when things are failing. But instead of like, you know what? Let me work on this with him first. Let me keep this relationship because this is my first true love. This is just a woman I do love. Let me say that again. This is my first true love. But this is just a woman that I do love. So I got to make sure that I am correct with my true love so I can be good for the one that I do love. This is where we mess up. This is where we fail. This is the reason why a lot of our relationships don't work, and it ain't working, and it's festering, and it's messing up because we as men forget to go back to, if we forget the order. Now I got the woman God blessed me with, but guess what? Even though he blessed you with that woman, you still got to bless him for receiving a woman.
Hey, real quick, I have 3 children. My daughter's the oldest. I have 2 boys. One, he just turned 15 like 2 days ago. And I found myself, because this happened to me when I was growing up. This older gentleman, he saw me, looking at a young lady, and he ended up beginning to, he tried to mentor me to have as much smacks as I can prior to actually developing who I was. And I noticed that was a trend with a lot of men. Man, get as many women as you can, do what you. And I remember when I got, the kind of man I am, now that I have sons, my son, we went to some kind of festival, and there was a young lady there that he goes to school with, and he was attracted to her. And at first, I'm excited because we living in 2026, so I'm just glad he liked women. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Okay, cool. But then I had to check myself because I didn't want to instill or incite or promote that type of activity. And like I said earlier, awakening love before it's time. Hey, you know what? I said, hey, you like her? He was like, yeah, she cool, but I'm focused. I said, man, I'm so glad to hear that, son. Focus. You don't need to do this. I started building and encouraging him on his purpose, on his identity. But a lot of men, and a lot of us probably have experienced that, where other men, older men in our youth were telling us, hey, get it in, bro, and not telling us who we were, not pointing us in the direction of development and purpose. So I'll throw it back to you.
Now, real quick, the thing I hear when you just said, have as much smacks as you want right now, first of all, it's not even in our system. That's something, see, when I see somebody say, let it out, I can't let something out that I put in. It wasn't already embedded in me to have a harem of women. That wasn't the plan. And it wasn't my plan. But I made it my plan, and I created a different plan and put a different doubt in my head to make myself think I am this type of man that needs to have multiple women, to need to lay down with multiple women and have multiple snacks with multiple women. That's a seed that I planted in me. And guess what I did? I fertilized that seed. Because now I started smelling myself. And I started looking a certain type of way. And I felt once one woman found me attractive, I thought every woman in the world found me attractive. So guess what I did? I decided to keep planting my seed in multiple women. Not saying having babies. Let me rephrase this. But I was planting my seed in multiple women. Thus is the reason why these brothers be like, yo, get it out your system. It was never in my system because that's not a part of my system. I just created a different system for me to make it manifest and make it work. That's the problem that men have. We create systems that don't truly belong in us to fulfill us, to make us feel better, or to make us feel like something that we are truly not. Come on, Positive, you got it. What's up, E? I see you in the building, brother. Positive thinking, you got it.
Man, grand rising, fellas. Grand rising, man. Oh, man, y'all filling my coffee up this morning.
Well,
and, repeat the question one more time.
Why are men staying in unhealthy relationships?
Woo. You know what? That's a good question. And me personally, sometimes I think it's because number one, it'd be the kids. And number two, I think we try to work it out. And sometimes we get lost in the middle of it. And we just, accept our women for who they be and think they're going to be 100. So, and then,
Hold on, Pause. I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't have mod powers over here, but bro, Lucifer, we're gonna bid you a good day, my guy. We're gonna bid you a good day. Take care of yourself, all right? You have a wonderful weekend on purpose. But we're promoting manhood, solitude under God, identity, purpose, stride, and we're definitely promoting family.
He's already gone. My mod is in here. I got you. I'm gonna make you one though. I got you.
So we're not doing that. I'm sorry about this, but you were saying some stuff and I didn't want to be taken away and become a thing in the comments. So I apologize, bro.
Oh, it's all good. I got my homeboy right here. He want to speak and say something right quick if y'all don't mind. He experienced this 100.
Well, he's with you now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Listen, we do it. What's up, brother? Welcome in, man. Thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for having me real quick. Bowley was, he know me. To answer your question, I went through it for 10 years. I was with my BM for 10 years. She had other kids in this relationship. And the reason why things happen the way they do is because men take women flaws. We don't look at women flaws as much as they look at our flaws. Any small thing we do, they ready to end the relationship. I was in a relationship with this woman 10 years. After the breakup, basically she put me out. This is what they do. They put you out because they don't want to be held accountable. Then she brought another man in the house around my kids. And I still didn't care. I still want to see my kids, still want to, deal with the kids. But then she did something that twisted everything. And it still hit me today. This is why a lot of men don't want to mess with single women. And I hate to say that if it's single women on here, please forgive me. But she took the kids away from me. After the breakup, it was like I no longer can see the kids that I helped raise for 10 years. Now they're out of the picture. So to answer the question on this is, if they end like this is because, to be honest with you, women is the cause of most of the breakups because they are children that don't want to have responsibility, but they don't want to be controlled neither. They want to have their freedom and act like children and don't be held accountable. So for us men, that take on these assignments, and I'm going to really reiterate on what you said with the purpose. If men don't have that purpose, you will be distracted. Because I found myself in this 10 years where I stopped letting God be my light for about 2 years. And then once I got back to that, I'm back on God and we need to do this, I could see myself fighting demons with this young lady. This young lady was very, let me just say this, because I don't want to just always bash women, and I'm not trying to be here to bash women, but a lot of us have trauma that we didn't deal with, and the best way to deal with the trauma is to just go to the next man. Once the man find out, or a woman find out your traumas, the best thing to do for you is, this is what they do. They just skip to the next man because he don't know the problems, and then that man find out, and then they just go to the next and the next, and this cycle just keeps going on and on and on. So as men, to your question is, I think we take more in, and I think men want unity, men want family, men want structure, men want responsibility, men want to protect and provide, and men want to be in their children's lives. But it's very hard to deal with when you are in the world that we live in, where all the rules has changed for worldly rules and not biblical rules. If that makes sense to you. Thank you for having me, young brother.
Well, no, well, listen, thank you for your input. We appreciate that. This is a men's panel, and this is a place where men should be comfortable and be vulnerable and be able to say what needs to be said without being judged. So I appreciate that. 3 the hard way. Come on, brother. I know y'all been waiting. I see the line be waiting. It's a long line. Let's get it. Good morning. Welcome in. That was quick.
You guys having me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
And can you repeat the question just one more time? I want to make sure I answer it the best way I possibly can.
Okay, no problem. So to the brothers that are just coming in, why do men stay in unhealthy relationships?
I want to speak on behalf of me, not necessarily on behalf of all men, because I honestly can't answer for all men. But for me and myself, I have stayed in unhealthy relationships because I'm one of the men that really didn't fully understand what discernment actually is until I was in my mid 30s. Society has taught me to be a lot of things in regards to my career, in regards to the man that I'm supposed to be for women. However, society never, out of all those things that they push me and tell me I need to be, they never told me that I had to learn to discern out of all those things that I'm supposed to be, when I should be them, at the risk of, putting harming my purpose and harming my future. Right. So for me personally, it's just, I stayed in a lot of relationships longer than I should because I didn't have the discernment to cut the cord, knowing that I'm losing myself in the process.
Can I say something to that real fast?
Please.
I think we're hopeful. To the main question, we're hoping that it gets better. I was married for 13 years. I got married at 21 years old. And so I started feeling and having concerns and problems really from the very beginning, but they started really heightening up at around year 4, year 5. So every year after that, I'm just like, well, I'm going to believe God that this is going to get better. Well, I'm going to try to communicate, and I'm a communicator. So I'm breaking down definitions and, where other men probably would have went upside the head or something, or I'm taking my time. I'm being patient. The Bible says, live with your woman according to knowledge. So I'm treating and engaging her as best as I can, but I was hopeful. And I just wanted to add that in there, man. I think that's why some men stay in relationships. Some of it's for the box, some of it's for this, some of it's for that. But some of us are actually hoping that, hey, this can turn a corner and we can be those people that be like, man, I made it, and it's because of my woman stood there behind me. We're hoping to have that testimony, and the reality is we don't always do.
So let me reset the room real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? We had 232 people, but we only had 90K. We should be far past 100K likes this morning. I'm not asking anybody to gift a panel. All I'm asking is tap, and tapping is free. If you choose to gift. But if not, please, if you haven't got your daily heart me, please grab your daily heart me, which is right next to my name, respectfully. That's all I'm asking for. If you're engaging and you enjoying the conversation, please put a 1 in the comments. But we shall continue to go forward. Thank you very much for joining. AC the God. Good morning, Brother Donovan. I see you in the building. What's up, though? Talk to me.
What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing?
Doing amazing this morning. Doing amazing. Stop it. Stop it. There's a box if you want to come up. Stop it. So you know the question this morning.
Yeah. So much like the brother before me, I only can speak on my own point of view. I typically would stay in relationships too long because thinking things are going to get better. You know, they're not going to be like this forever. Give them another chance. You know, not saying that I wasn't the problem at times, because at times I really was. You know, trying to fix my mistakes that I didn't fix. You know, the first go around, thinking that if I fix them, things will get better, and knowing damn well that they're never going to get better. You know, nothing's ever going to change. Like, should have left when I had the opportunity to. But for a lot of men, it's like that, you know, trying to fix past mistakes and trying to right your wrong, and definitely not trying to waste the time that you invested into the relationship. You know, you can't get that time back. So it's like, and then for me, I always use the excuse that I'm dating to get married. You know, so it's like me trying to reach that point to my own detriment. I've stayed way too long, and I should have just left and let it be.
You know, a lot of times, like I said before, we try to fix problems that we create. And that's one of the hardest things, because we forgot how the problem started. We create problems, don't remember how the problem started, but then we try to fix it. Today is not a day where I'm sitting here trying to bash men, and I'm definitely not bashing women. But what I am trying to do is make whole, so we can truly see that a lot of these times in some of these relationships, it is our fault. And we stay for all the wrong reasons. And I'm going to go beyond the sex. I'm going to go beyond the box. We stay because we think that we can fix everything, and we can't fix everything. I don't have the tools to fix a woman. I only have the tools to fix myself. And if I can't fix myself, nor can correct myself, then how can I fix something? A lot of times we create these things and knowing that I put myself in a situation. And like the brother said, the first thing we want to do is, oh God, if you help me get out. I think we pray more for help as a man to get out of situations that we put ourselves in. And he already told us don't go down that road, but guess what we did? Yeah, there's so much negativity in here. Look at the devil. The devil's busy this morning. Boy, he's busy this morning. The thing is this, though. It is so much, we go through as men, we put ourselves through so much ridicule, through so much stress, through so much, all of these things. And then we want to get mad at the situation that we put ourselves in, and then want to turn around and want to say, man, you know, she's this. You know, I'm going to say this. Sometimes with ladies, and this to some of y'all women, and even some of the brothers, the moment a man said that you too good for him, maybe you are. Maybe you are. Man, you know, you too good for me. Yeah, run. And fellas, if you know that she's not good for you, and you know, like we could tell. I've been in relationships where I stayed because of the sex. I'm not even gonna lie. She was terrible. We argued all the time, this, that, and the third, but I stayed because the box was good. I'm being transparent. Yes, I'm one of them dudes. I can put my hand up and honestly admit I was that dude. Her box was bananas, but she was even worse than the box. But I stayed for that. That was it. And it was toxic as hell. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I married the woman before I knew all this craziness because I was younger, wasn't thinking right. Got divorced and then dated her 4 times after that. So who's crazy? Was it her or was it me? Who was really the toxic person? Was it her or was it me? I went through 4 different seasons with the same woman after marriage, after the divorce. Did I learn something during those 4 times? Yeah, I did. I'm never going to make those mistakes again. I'm never going to put myself ever in that situation again for no box, because that's what my mindset was. I was so trapped. I thought I was in love, but I was totally in lust. And these are the things that get us in trouble with us men. We think that we love these women, but it's really a lustful act. Come on, Leo.
Hey, you cooking, big bro. Hey, you cooking, man. Look, you got this. First and foremost, salutations, top of the morning. Blessings to you guys. My brother Omega, if you're still listening, love you, man. Miss you, man. My response is pretty much going to be a combination of what we all just heard. I mean, you just got through cooking like that. Only thing I can do is try to give them a little dessert, man. Look, you didn't cook the whole meal, Velvet. But at the end of the day, this is what I will say. For one, like a lot of these brothers, starting with myself, I took accountability that I made a choice. So one thing about why people hash things out is, one, a lot of times when I entered into something, I finally filed for a divorce. But guess what? In the beginning, God showed me, like my big brother Velvin and other people said, he showed me, hey, this ain't gonna be good. But because I had proposed, I felt accountable and guilty to follow through with a proposal, a decision, a choice that I had made premature. I was young, didn't know no better. And as Ford say, my discernment wasn't at a level of maturity where I could discern different spirits, all right? Because at the time, it was a revolving door. And for me, it wasn't lust. It was a revolving door of not understanding what I was saying with that person. Lust wasn't the thing that drove me to marry that woman. That woman had a child. I wanted to be Mr. Fix-It, and I took on responsibility I wasn't prepared to take on at that stage and age of my life. And because I had made a promise and I proposed, I went through with my choice and my word, because I like to be a man of my word. But at that time, I should have took a step back and used wisdom to say, nah, this ain't the right time to go through with that. Let's get some more counseling, some more therapy, so on and so forth. So that's that point. Two, prior exposure to toxicity as a child. Seeing adults, parents, and other people go through these situations, stay together for years upon years and decades, make you think that that's normal. That when you see argument, toxicity, fighting, and certain things, you begin to think that's just a part of a relationship. So I had to learn level 2 rule. Level 2 rule to me is I don't raise my voice and I watch my temperament. I'm not going to raise my hand in my voice. A lion's voice is to protect and defend, not to intimidate within his den. So I learned to set the foundation and the standard of temperament in my household, in my relationship, in my environment. So I say it again, a lion's voice is to protect and defend, not to intimidate within his den. So I learned that as a grown man. But as a child and a young man, being exposed to people doing it the wrong way, I followed that lead. So that's why some men continue to stay in that environment, because it became normalized. Another point is men absolutely date potential. In so many cases, you keep seeing women say they would not date potential. Men absolutely date potential. And guess what? They date potential so much so to the point where they date on a scale of what their peace value is. If it's unbalanced, if the things that are not working doesn't outweigh the things that he actually like my brother Velvet said, that box, if that box is good enough to outweigh the toxicity, he gonna keep rocking with you. So men absolutely date potential because they see what you can be. It's the rib effect. If you're supposed to be my rib created from me to complete me, I'm going to go through the process to help building you. So men date potential and men are builders. So they're going to stay through the course of getting you there. And then I'll say this last one and pass this mic. Men get guilt tripped into a relationship until it no longer serves her. A lot of men will go into a relationship. They'll let her know, hey, this ain't working out. They'll let her know what's running him away. And then she will guilt trip him that he's abandoning her. He's leaving her. All these buzzwords that they hear therapists say, they start throwing at this man when he communicating what's not working. And he feel guilty. And he decide, all right, I'm sticking there. And then all of a sudden, she hit him with the woo wow. This ain't working. So rejection is real. Women don't like to be dumped and rejected. And when a man communicates such, he get guilt tripped into, I done gave you my box. I done gave you my life. I done gave you kids. I done gave you all these years. And now you going to leave me? I land there.
Wow, boy, what you starting fire? What's up, E? You got it. But let me introduce the two brothers that just came in, PR and Top. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning's discussion is this. And Brother Donovan, I see you in the building. I'm going to go straight to you, E. This morning's conversation is, why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? Come on, E, you got it.
I just want to say, I think the reason women stay in relationships is because conditioning. You know, all of our lives we're taught not to cry, to be hard, to withstand, and to endure. I think we treat women that aren't good for us as enduring, rather than not prioritizing our happiness and just getting out of there.
Well, he just clack, clack, boom. I ain't catch that. Some of y'all can. Woo! Listen, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm gonna let the brothers go. Come on, fellas. PR, Top, Donovan, y'all can take the floor.
Run that question one more time.
I
just want to make sure I heard you right.
Why do men stay in unhealthy relationships?
That's a loaded question.
It's unloaded then.
I feel like most men, I think Lee said it, the whole guilt trip. It may have been Lee or maybe E that said it, but it's that guilt of feeling like you obligated to stay somewhere because you've created something. Even though 9 times out of 10, there's some women out here that I think Lee said, yes, we date for potential. And I'm not saying that some women don't date for potential, but most women in this day and age want something that's already built on a sturdy foundation instead of building something together. Most men want to build something with their significant other, 9 times out of 10, because it'll feel better, it'll look better, it'll be better, and the stability is, I feel like it's long lasting. But to stay in an unhealthy relationship, me personally, I can't do it, because my mental, my peace is non-negotiable for anybody. So if you was in possession of my mental, my peace, and you gonna put that into jeopardy, I gotta step away. I've worked way too hard to build this up the way that it is, for let anybody, any woman, man, whatever the case may be, to put that in jeopardy, especially when I am a single father and taking care of my daughter. I don't need my daughter to see me crumble because some other woman is taking me down. I can't do it. I can't function in that space. But that's just me.
No, and I respect that. Thank you, my brother. Brother Top, I know. Let me just prepare myself. Let me prepare my mental.
Oh, man. Happy Friday. Good morning to all the men, everyone that's on the panel, everybody that's in the comments. You should be getting paid today. It's a good day. It's Friday. So, hope everybody's well. Good morning. You said, why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? Because they're unhealthy. That's based on their leadership. That's what they built. Men that are not unhealthy are not in unhealthy relationships. You're the leader. So if your relationship is unhealthy, you chose an unhealthy woman, you have unhealthy practices, you lack in discipline, you do not love yourself. That's why everything is a representation of you and your leadership. So that's why they stay in that dysfunction, because they're dysfunctional and they deserve it. And I land there.
And I'm going to say this, to be honest, I think some men just like it because it is comfortable. They put themselves in that position because they made that position comfortable for themselves to be in. And they realize it. And the sad part about it, you have some men that don't even realize that their relationship is unhealthy, that it is toxic as hell. But like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, if I didn't establish the proper relationship with my Father who art in heaven, how can I establish the best relationship with a woman? Period. Because my lessons coming from him is to teach me how to be this type of person. What he tells a man, he doesn't say a woman. He says a man must what? Meditate in the word day and night. He don't say men and women. He says a man, because he has created us to be what? To be the heads, to be the leaders. So guess what I'm doing? I'm giving you this word. I'm giving you this word to feed you, to show you how you are supposed to act. How are you supposed to be as a man? It's basically a lesson for us as men to walk properly. We want to be Christ-like, but we ain't acting Christ-like because we want to do what we want to do because we think, hey, I got a little bit of God in me. I got a little holiness. I'm good. As long as I got a little bit, I can do everything correctly. Listen, how many times that people want to throw the word around, but yet ain't been divorced, ain't found the right wives, still doing some of the stuff that we supposed to be doing as men, treating women in a certain type of way. But then we want to sit and throw the blame game and point the finger, yo, she ain't this, she ain't that. Why you think a lot of us get rejected? Because you know why? Because we already in our minds is unhealthy with the thoughts of pride. Oh, let me rephrase. Let me slow down a little bit. The reason why we get rejected, it has nothing to do with us. It's the fact that we already going in there with an unhealthy thought in our mind on how we're pursuing this woman. So because the thought process is unhealthy, guess what I did? Dag, baby, you look good. Unhealthy thought. Dag, baby, you sexy. Unhealthy thought. Dag, mom, X, Y, and Z. Unhealthy thoughts. Everything starts from within here. Then you bring it from here and it goes to your heart. Now it comes from your heart. Now you're coming out your mouth with the crap that you're saying. Why you think we get turned down? Why you think brothers that are thinking positive, that are moving differently, even a single man, they blame him, oh, he's single. He's single for a reason. You know why? Because he's working on himself. Because he's seen, I have been in so much unhealthy stuff that guess what? I want to switch that to something positive. I need to do better. So let me work on me. And when I say work on me, which means if I'm saying that I'm going to be by myself, I'm going to be by myself. I don't want to be laying down with nobody. I don't want to be sharing my bed, even though claiming that I'm single, but yet I still got a sex partner. No, that's still unhealthy. You still ain't fixing it. You still ain't working on yourself. This is what brothers need to get in their head. Just because you claiming that you're single doesn't mean that you are living a single lifestyle. Your mind, you're single, but your flesh is still unhealthy. That's why you got to start eating right. Come on, Ford. Come on, Ford.
Real quick, I want to jump in there real fast, man, because while you were talking, something popped up in my mind, and what it was image. Men are drawn by what they see, and this is why society has been pumping so much stuff on TikTok, on IG, and movies. They're training us by our ability to visualize something. So when we're being developed, we're not seeing the type of man we need to be. We're not seeing the image of a solid man, of a masculine man, of a leader, of a confident man, of a man who built. And so now we're forced to create what we think masculinity is. And Top to mention this about men are weak because this is what they produce. But I'm adding to that, which is that's all they know because that's all they saw, because that's the image that they had produced in their mind. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if what we see is what we have, it's because that's what you think in your heart. So we got to get around strong men. That's why the Bible says, iron sharpen iron. And this is why it says, a brother sharpens the countenance of his brother, of his friend. We have to be in environments like this. This is why these rooms are important, because we can have synergy and build off each other. And
come on, brother, you got it. We ain't finished yet.
Apologies.
No,
You
ain't finished yet. Keep going. They didn't hear that part.
Just landing it. This is why we have to build with each other. This is why we're not lone sharks or lone wolves. This is why community is important, and being around other strong men who have different images. The way you present yourself is different from how I present myself. But I see power. I see authority. I see leadership in you. I see leadership in Donovan. I see leadership in Top. I see leadership in D. And I can build off of that. I can say, oh, okay, you know what? Let me get into real estate. I see what Donovan is doing. He's a resource. This is what true alpha male is. I don't like using that term, but if you want to understand what it really is, it's about being resourceful to a community. And we've lost sight of that because our image is messed up. So when we get the thing in our right image, and you think about Jesus, and I'll land my plane with this, he says, I do nothing but what I see my Father do. I say nothing but what I hear my Father say. So there's a relationship with someone who's above you, who's further than you, that you can build off of and become sharpened and be the main character in your world. I'll land there.
So we're going to go 3 the hallway, Leo, then PR. Come on.
Hey, man, I apologize. I'm over here bouncing in and out of meetings, man. You guys are saying a lot of really, really good stuff. I really just wanted to piggyback of what Top and Ford and you, Velvet, man, were saying. And like, man, what I love about these rooms, every time I get to come and network and communicate with you brothers, man, you all hold us as men accountable, right? And as men, we do this thing where we love to talk to women about accountability, but like, man, true leadership as men, if we are truly leaders, we have to take our accountability on our end for the things that we allowed, right? Now, the good thing about it is, if you're 25, you can change. If you're 37, you can change. If you're 55, it is not too late to change, right? So, instead of like we can give all the excuses in the world of like what the woman did that, kind of shifted our mindset. But at the end of the day, we're the leaders, right? So like, it's our team, and we got to take accountability for the losses that we took because we allowed the wrong person to stay too long in our lives.
You know what? I'm gonna come back at you, Top, for that 55 is cooked. No, it ain't. We still listen. As long as I'm gonna say this, to be honest, and I'm gonna go to you, Leo, and then I'm gonna go to PR and Top. The beauty of it is this: regardless of how old you are, as a man, the fact of the matter is, matter of fact, here's a better logic. We always talk about how we tell women they need to change their dating pool, but guess what? We're the ones in those pools. We are the ones, these same dudes. Us, the ones that are unhealthy, are the ones that are in these pools. We swimming around waiting for these women. It's us. So when I say that, and I'm not saying us here as us men, but I'm just saying us men. There are men that are already in these pools that are unhealthy. The water is tainted. It's not good, and we tainting the water, but we don't want to sit there. We want to blame. For me personally, I'm not saying that everything is our fault, but I'm going to give a 60-40, like I said. I'm going to go 60-40. We men, we do the most asinine things in relationships, and we want to point it, yo, she did this, she did that, but guess what? You got 3 more fingers pointing back at you. So what did I do? Let me look in the mirror and examine me. Every day a man should wake up and examine himself. Am I the person that, am I better today than I was yesterday, or am I going to go in today with a different mindset, or am I going to go in today with the same crap that I just came out of? Because one thing for damn, I don't want to wake up with the same mindset I had yesterday. When I wake up today, I want a different mindset. When I woke up this morning, I had to do some work early in the morning. Woke up, didn't even want to get up, but I had to get up because there was something that needed to be done in here, and I had to take care of it because I know that my wife wasn't going to do it. I'm not saying that she wasn't going to do it, but it's not her responsibility. So she got me up, babe. The X, Y, and Z happened. No, I ain't even asked no questions. I just got up, did what I had to do. Got back in the bed, read my word, listened to my word, got my 10 minutes of meditation in. That's something that's not a normal for me. Because normally I'll be like, I'm going to take care of it. You got it, whatever. But see, something told me today is a new day. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something different without her even asking me or having to ask me more than once. She just brought it to my attention. I got up and did what I had to do. That's it. But you know what that did too? It avoided her from having to keep, this is where the conflict come in. Where she asks, if a woman asks you one time and you're like, okay, I got it. And then you turn around again and she asks you again, you see, this is conflicts, problems. You're making it unhealthy. A situation that could be so healthy, we make it unhealthy with some of our being, not saying lazy, but with some of the things that we want to put, I got it when I got it. Everything is not always on our time. Sorry, I know we are the man, but guess what? That is our woman. And if you cherish and you honor the woman that you're with, or you love the woman, or you say that you love the woman that you're with, then guess what? If she asks you to do something, it shouldn't be that hard because when you ask her to do something, what does she do? Baby, I got you. She could be washing dishes, upstairs working, sitting with the kid in one arm, and you'd be like, baby, can you make me a sandwich? But meanwhile, you're sitting right next to the kitchen. She will come downstairs, put the kid down, stop working, fold the clothes, and make you a sandwich at the same time, and then ask you if you want something to drink. Come on, Leo. Man. And that's not all of y'all women. Let me just say that. Let me put a disclaimer. Not all y'all women do that, so don't be like, yeah, you right.
So my dude Ford said something that brought me back to a conversation that we had on a different panel before. And I want to take a different direction on this conversation. My brother said Iron sharpens iron. And one of the conversations that we had, you remember that conversation, Bill? Iron sharpens iron?
Mm-hmm.
One aspect that we don't realize about iron sharpening iron, that it has to be friction. So sometimes it's not even ours being unhealthy. If you take iron, you take another piece of iron, you're going to get some sparks, you're going to get some fire, you're going to get some friction. But after they get through sharpening each other, hey, guess what? That's where you go into battle together. So sometimes what can be considered as an unhealthy environment is just our inability to allow somebody else to help us. Sometimes we're hyper independent. Sometimes we want to be right. Sometimes we want to take the wheel. And in relationships, it becomes unhealthy because now both of y'all knives are dull. You can't cut nothing. And what happens when you use a dull knife? You're trying to force your way through something, and that's when you injure yourself. It's unhealthy because you're trying to force things instead of working together. Iron sharpens iron, and that takes friction. And you have to be able to discern and identify when you guys are sharpening each other, being a buffer each other, building each other, or if you're in so much resistance, now you're no earthly good to each other.
And, and let me tell you something. Stop trying to make. He said iron. I know he just that's a country boy. Got that country accent. That's why he said iron. Don't hate on him. Y'all know what he's talking about.
Look, hey, will I change my accent? I say all type of stuff wrong, and I tell folks this is how I'm gonna say it. Like, hey, that's my accent. I am not trying to correct anything for nobody.
That's
iron.
And that's right. And that's I love that fact that that you stand on that, because a lot of time people it's the fact that I'm gonna say this. Then I'm gonna go to UPR, and I know Top had his hand up, so I'm gonna go to you two brothers. I'm just gonna say, try to make this quick. The thing that I realized with us, we come on, PR. Come on. I don't even want to say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna hold this one. Come on.
I'm gonna hold you to that though. We're not just gonna let you slide like that, because you don't let us slide. So we're not gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you have your little moment, get your thoughts together. But I want to call, I think it was either Ford or three-way, the whole community thing. So last year I was going through my whole little divorce, right? And I went to therapy to try to fix myself for my marriage, right? And I know that your family is the community in the village that you probably lean on the most. However, I joined a men's Bible study at my church, right? And I never knew that, yes, your family community, your family village is cool, right? But I never knew how important it is to surround yourself with brothers that can hold you up and hold you accountable, even in your good and your bad times. And when my divorce got finalized, I was ready to walk away from therapy. But my brother, my best friend, he told me, he's like, listen, yes, your marriage is over, but look what you've done already in therapy. Why you want to walk away from that now? Why can't you build on something so that way when you do get into another relationship, you could be a better version of yourself for your next person? And so I could have walked away, but the village that I had, the community that I had with my brothers, and even with these people, like this group now, we've been doing this, I don't know how long now. But like this community that we have here has definitely encouraged me as a man, as a father, as a human being, to be not just better for myself, but to be better for my daughter, for the people around me. Because again, even though I may not see it, people are looking at me and how I walk and how I move and how I do things with other people. And that matters. And so the village that I hold it with me matters, because again, I am a reflection of them and they are a reflection of me. Who I keep makes the person that I'm going to be, not only that my daughter sees, but when I get married, I need a man like my daddy, because I can't settle for anything less than that man. And so I got to walk different. I could have walked away from therapy and just went back to the old ways. But I had a village and a community that held me accountable. It's like, no, you got to stay right here, brother. So it's like when he said that, it triggered me to the point where it's like, some of these brothers in here probably lost. And the fact that you started this, Velvet, I'm just saying, like, this is a community that most people don't get to see on a daily basis, let alone on the internet. Because we get clowned on for talking like this. So I'm like, and then two, somebody said something else about like the character and everything. The one thing I will take away from my ex-wife, and she said this, and I hold this dear to my heart. We may not have anything, but the one thing we do have and the one thing we can control is what people say about my name. And what nobody could do is drag my name unless I give them ammunition to drag my name. So, but that's just me. I'll land on that.
That's what's up, brother. I respect that 100%, man. 100%. Y'all brothers is rolling today. Y'all rolling. But see, this the whole point of this question. Why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? Because like I've said, and like a lot of brothers said today, because we're unhealthy. We have unhealthy thoughts. Our movements is unhealthy. A lot of stuff that we're doing is not healthy. And I'm not talking about the physical part. I'm just talking about in general. We have to sometimes, instead of examining other people, let's examine ourselves. Like I said, I think for every exercise a man should do every day is wake up in the morning, look at himself in the mirror and say, am I the best man that I am today? Or will I be the best man that I can ever be today? Every day, regardless of it. And if the mirror doesn't respond back, we should tell you something. But if you can look at yourself, and if you are happy with the man that you are, then hey, that's you. If you are happy with what you have started and what you have created, hey, that is you. I'm not here to tell you what you need, how you should and shouldn't be. But we should start examining ourselves more and truly look within ourselves instead of looking at ourselves, because a lot of times we only looking at ourselves instead of looking inside of us. Let me look at the internal me and see what truly comes out of me. Instead of just looking at the shell of me and be like, yeah, you know, I'm good. Because a lot of times we're not good. A lot of times we unhealthy. Why you think sometimes we got to sit by ourselves? That's an unhealthy place to be, because now we have let our minds be idle. And what is an idle mind? Is the devil's playground, which starts planting thoughts. You know you unhealthy as a man the moment you get into your feelings about the woman that you're with, and you already thinking about calling another chick. I'm gonna leave that. Come on, Top. Yeah, y'all not ready this morning. You're not ready this morning.
Yeah. So unhealthy. Men don't get to ruin a relationship, ruin a woman, and then run away from her. Sometimes we talk about manhood. Sometimes it's you break you by. A lot of men do this. Oh, well, she's this and she's that, or the relationship's not working, the marriage is working, or whatever. You broke it. Fix it. Long suffering. Fix it. So you don't get to just trade the woman in. This woman's broken. This was like Adam. Lord, it was the woman. This is the woman you gave me. You're supposed to lead her. She's in where she's at due to you. So I just don't think. I think that a lot of people, when we talk about men today, a lot of people will not grow their grass, let the grass brown, start spotting and everything else, and want to complain about it, and then want to just jump to another patch. Instead of fixing what you broke. Men fix what you break, no matter how long it takes. Because sometimes it's bigger than us. How many men are willing to lay down and build the bricks and blocks that builds the bridge for people that come behind you to walk over to get to the promised land? How many men are signing up to be the leader that get the other people to the promised land, even if you don't get to go? How many men want to do that? Like, I hear a lot of men walking away from circumstances and situations, kids and everything else, because it's too hard. Or because she won't listen, she won't do this, or it's been too much damage. And for me, and I might be in the minority here, so what? Grow a set and go fix it. Go fix it. Because all you're going to do is go to the next woman and do the same thing. And the same thing. And the same thing, multiple failed relationships and things like that, marriages, kids, and everything else, all because you don't want to stand in the paint. You're scared to get hit. You don't want to get the ball thrown at you in the middle of the field. You're scared to death. And that's not manhood. Manhood is not running away from problems that you create. Manhood is fixing it. Sometimes you got to lay in the bed that you made. And that's not what a lot of men want to do. You want to run to something fresh, something made up, something sweet. There's no and I'm gonna land here because I've been talking a little bit.
You cooking?
There's no perfect woman out there. You create that perfect situation. situation with women. They all come with something wrong. They all come with stuff. You gotta be the man that's built to take care of all of that, to lead her out of that. You gotta be the man in your leadership to do what's necessary there. Die to unalive to self. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want it easy. Ain't nothing worth nothing easy. So all I hear really is a lot of men that's stuck in survival mode, that's on the primal level of, I'm controlled by what I see. Elevate. That's primal. That's baby stuff. That's elementary. You control how you're attracted and what you're attracted to. Getting your personal development. Elevate, get better. You shouldn't be on baby food no more. I'll land there.
So what I'm hearing is that, oh, woe is me syndrome. Oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. Sitting it. Listen, you 100% right, brother. I couldn't say it no better.
He is 100% right, but the discussion on why are we staying in unhealthy spaces, right, is the discussion. And to that, they're not running. Right, they're staying in filth. They're staying in the rut. They're staying in the darkness, right? And they're not one of those flowers that bloom at night. So they're staying in spaces that are not conducive for them. I just really want men to have a finite grip on identity. Find out who you are, because you lost the self. This is why we're staying in unhealthy spaces, right? You know these things are not benefiting you. You know they're not serving you. You know you're not serving it. But because you're in that, I hope it turns this way. What I'm learning is, too, with a lot of hope and no process, no progress, there is that evidence of lack of identity. See, a man that holds himself to himself, through himself, by himself, under God. Oh, you said what? Listen, come here, Jake. We're going to have a final discussion. I don't address you that way. You don't address me that way ever again. If you dare to speak to me, damn the tone you use those words you use to me, because you have a feeling without a proper discussion, we're done. You won't have to wait for your wig to be tilted for us to be done. We'll just be done.
Yeah,
brother. So now, guys, I'm gonna go forward and I'm gonna go to Donovan. Go ahead for it. Oh, whichever one. Come on, Donovan.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, brother?
Good, sir.
I'm over here working, bro.
I know.
I'm over here working. But I'm listening, bro. Everything I've heard is that to me, like, it's real simple, man. I don't know why we keep complicating shit. It's a choice, man. You have a choice. You can choose to swim in the bullshit. You can choose to get out that pool and start making changes, right? We can use excuses from, hey man, there was no man around, I never saw it, or man, she's giving me a hard time, etc., man. Listen, people do what they want to do, period. And I've been saying that for the longest, that you can choose. You need to just choose your hard, choose your difficult, right? It's hard. It's hard being a dad. It's hard being a present dad, right? And it's hard being a deadbeat dad, right? So choose your hard. Either way, society is going to look at you and going to give you that tough time, regardless of what you say, what you do. You still got to carry the weight. You can run away from it as much as you think you possibly can. And guess what?
it ain't going nowhere. You still gonna have that. Society's gonna look at you as a man, and that's what you identify as. That's what you say. You want to pound your chest. You want to sit here and scream to the rooftops. And I hate when people want to sit here and say, I'm a grown man. I'm this, I'm that. That shit don't mean nothing, man. You show me as a man with your actions and your presence. And when you walk into a room, you can tell a man, a man, because of the energy he commands. When I walk into a room, people know who I am. I don't have to sit here. I don't have to scream. I don't have to pound on my chest and say I'm this, I'm that. You just know it resonates. It radiates. I give respect. I command respect. I command your attention. When I speak, you listen. When I yield, I give it to you, and I submit. I have a problem submitting to these. To men are up here. I will submit the mic here shortly, because that's what men do. There is no roles. There aren't any things where we sit here and we are bigger than. Oh, you can talk to me this way. You can't do this to man. Yo, if you're in the business of proving, go ahead, bro. You got it. You got it. You got it. I just don't have the time for it. I don't have the patience for it, man. I don't deal with children when it comes to this being adult. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not. If being an adult was a Yelp review, 0 out of 10 do not recommend. 0 out of 10 do not recommend. I'm not recommending this shit. But guess what? We don't have a choice. Because listen, you're only going to be a child for 18 years. You're only going to be a child for 18 years. The rest of your life, you are an adult. You are a man. So show up as one. Groom the ones behind you. Support the ones next to you. And continue to do your job and hold the rope. That's it. That's all you can do. It ain't easy, but guess what? We got to do it. Period. And I'll yield.
Amen to that. So, welcome in, Brother Wisdom. Today's discussion is, why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? I know Brother Ford wanted to speak, so I'm going to go to Ford, and I'm going to go to you, Wisdom, to get your train of thought. Why do men stay in unhealthy relationships? Come on, Ford, you got it.
My bad, man. Wisdom up here new, man. He can jump in.
Sure. See, this is why I love how we just yield the mic to other brothers, man. That's what's up.
Man, fresh voice on that.
Appreciate it. What's happening, everybody?
What's
Brother
up with you?
Brother Jones, man? What's going on? Brother Ty, Brother Leo, a couple brothers on the line, and the rest of the men of the panel. My thoughts on why brothers stay in a situation, man. I think it's because as young men, we're taught so easily to suppress our emotions, right? And that allows us to function in duty real easy. And I just posted something up there on my page just today about how a man can be so hurt, so down, but he'll never speak on it. Not just because it's weaponized, because it's just unacceptable in man's eyes. That's just not what we do. And we become so used to that, making it, without having anybody caring. We know there's nobody that really cares. We know nobody's coming to save us. So what's that going to do for us? So we just roll with it. We learn to function in that dysfunction. And I think that gives men power to stay in those situations where they're bad for them, where they're toxic, where they're unhealthy mentally, because it's not about him being happy. It ain't never about his emotions, and nobody cares. So you might as well just get with, you get what you get, you do what you do, and that leads us into good situations, sometimes bad situations. But I think really it's because, the emotional component of it is not something that's celebrated. It's not something that's cared about. So I think men learn to function and dysfunction real easy because their emotions are on the back end of his logic. His logic is everything up front first. He's got to see how this works more than he can feel how it works. And then if his feelings get involved, oh hell, it's going to be a bad day for everybody if feelings get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because now that's a volcano. Now it's an eruption because he's not given that guidance. He's not given that grace to learn those feelings, to mature with those feelings, to learn how to, So we don't really get that as young men coming up. So that's the thing I think that holds men, because it gives them a certain strength and ability to use that logic and hold those feelings back. But I appreciate y'all letting me up. I yield.
You already know. So the funny thing is, I was just sitting here thinking about something, right? You know what else keeps us down in these unhealthy relationships? Is the brothers that we surround ourselves with. Ooh. Let that sink in for a little bit. Just give it, let's give it about 10 seconds so that can marinate to some of us men. Just a little quiet time on that one. I say that because I want us to sit back and think about how many fellas, so-called men or brothers that we have been around, and they tell us about the person that we with, that how we should stay with them just because, or we just trying to pick up some of their habits. We were never the bad guy, but we became the bad guy because guess what? We thought that was what we were supposed to be for the type of woman that we was, for that woman, not the type of woman, but for that woman, because hey, we thought every woman wants a bad boy. So I became the bad guy. And I made this whole entire relationship so unhealthy for myself. A lot of times the relationship is not unhealthy for her. It's unhealthy for you as the man. Because like I said, if I'm not healthy, if I'm not who I claim to be, once again, big word, disclaimer. If I'm not who I claim to be in this relationship, so how can I make this relationship healthy for me if I'm not who I say who I am? A lot of times we disrespect ourselves and we lie to ourselves so many times over the most asinine things for no reason. We trying to become something that we're not. We're seeing what other brothers is doing and we want to do it in their relationship. We see how some men talk. We've seen how our daddies talk to our mothers and thinking that, hey, this is the way we're supposed to talk to women because my daddy talked to my mama like this. We picked up our parents, our fathers. I ain't gonna say our parents. We picked up the traits of our fathers, found women like our mothers, and then we started talking to them in the exact same way. So guess what? Exactly what we did. We just transformed. We took on every trait that my daddy had, the way he treated, the way he talked to my mother, how he acted. An unhealthy man in a relationship is, and I'm going to say this, is a man that is still going outside, still laying down with women. Meanwhile, you in a whole marriage or a whole relationship with someone else, but you rather go out there and lay down with somebody. Is that healthy? That's very unhealthy. I'm not going to blame the woman on that part. I'm going to blame him as the man because guess what? You still had those things inside of you. That demon was still sitting in you that you felt like, yo, I need to go out there and lay down with another chick, even though I have one. So my question to us is this: why am I choosing to be with a woman if I want to be with other women? Why do I need to settle with one person, but I want to lay down with multiple women? When did we start? When did that come to play? I don't understand that part. I'm trying to process this in my head right now as a man. Wait a minute. Even growing up, because I've done that. How am I dating somebody, but I want to lay down with someone else? So is it the woman that I'm with? Do I really find her attractive, or was she just attractive for the moment and I got what I wanted from her? Now I want to get something from someone else. But I'm going to keep her here just in case this one tells me no. At least I still got this one to fall back on.
Yeah, Velvet, I just want to touch on that, add to it. I think a lot of them, or not a lot, but some men view toxic women like dragons. It's like the prettier the woman, the bigger the dragon.
Ooh.
And when you slay the dragon, you get a bigger trophy.
Say that again, please. Say that again, please.
I said sometimes men view toxic women like dragons. The prettier the woman, the bigger the dragon. Therefore, the bigger reward at the end of it when you conquer it.
So,
But see, bro, that's the problem I have when I try to teach the men I deal with in my space, in my place, is you're trying to, in essence, feed a black hole. You'll never be satisfied. This is why I guess we on TikTok, corn, substitute the C for the P, is so popular and makes so much money. Is because there's this thing that once you start feeding it, it'll never be satisfied. We have to come to a place of completion and wholeness where you're not settling, because some of us think that word is a curse word, but there's a difference between settling for and settling down. And we misappropriate the two, and we come into issues. But men have to come to a place where they get wholeness and they're complete, because if you don't, there's always going to be another pretty woman. There's always going to be a bigger body and a bigger BBL and a better face and a better situation, a better circumstances. You have to come to wholeness and a fullness within yourself and with the Father. That way you can subside those issues and those desires. Because if you don't, like the brother just said about the dragon, there's always going to be a bigger dragon to slay. And now you're gonna be this 55-year-old dude that Top was talking about, still out here in the clubs with braids, still, trying to do the dance and looking like a fool when you should be teaching the young, when you should be teaching men. You should be the Bible says you should be a teacher, but you still need to be taught again the first oracles, the first principles, because you didn't learn it. You're wasting time.
You brothers this morning, boy. I don't know what's going on with y'all this afternoon. Welcome in. Who's this? Brian, and welcome in Black Tokyo. Good afternoon, brothers.
That's the thing you talk about, though. Like you just got to talking about, and so it's forward. But the word he's talking about is content, being content. Yeah, where you're at, and understanding. You always want God to bless you with more, but you gotta even content with what you get, what He gave you.
You can't get blessed with something that. First of all, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to keep. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. A lot of times we men, our failures, and the reason why we stay in certain things because we don't realize what we have. We don't truly realize everything that we have, and what makes us stay in these bad relationships is the fact that we are greedy. These brothers is just straight up greedy. They looking beyond. They settling. I can deal with this. First of all, I shouldn't have to deal with anything that is not good for me. If it's not good for me, why do I want to deal with it? You're supposed to let those go. It's not good. It's not good. Bye. But you know what? It's something about her. It's those infamous words. Man, it's just something about this woman. Man, I know she ain't no good. I know she ain't no good. And you know when somebody ain't no good for you, the moment you start telling your boys, yo, man, I can't stand this woman. Is that you can't stand her, but you standing next to her. You can't stand her, but you standing by her. Make that make sense. Is that not? That's one of the most unhealthiest thoughts to have about a woman. But I can't stand this chick, man. Every time she do. When you as a man or start complaining about every little small thing that this woman does, and you are still with her, your ass is unhealthy. It ain't her.
Don't forget the main one. You can't stand up, but you stand up for.
That
you know what I mean? You know what I mean when I say stand up? You know what I'm talking about when I say
you getting real light skinned right now, but
I'm sorry. My bad.
Come on, Black. I see you. Come on, you got your mic on. What's up, brother Tokyo? Welcome in, man.
Hey, thanks for having me in the group, man. Thanks for pulling me up. It's been vibing and listening to everybody, speak their truths, and a lot of knowledge has been, being spread. And I was thinking a little bit. There's a couple of things. One, when we were talking just about being content, and there's that famous quote that says, contentment is a inexhaustible wealth. And I think a lot of us as men, what we need to understand is the person who you choose and pick is a reflection of you. So if you're saying that she is toxic, my thought is, why'd you choose her? Because there's something in you that was attracted to that, right? And so my thought in the spaces that I sit in is working with young men, and in particular young Black men, is getting them to understand how to choose correctly. And being able to arm ourselves with the right tools and the tool chest to choose appropriately, right? And I think often enough we just are been in a lot of ways been conditioned just to, fall for the traps, man. Like fall for the traps. Old girl looking fly, but so you just go out and it's a game. Like one of the guys said in the panel, you want to slay the biggest dragon. And, we really need to understand when we talk about building healthy ecosystems for our family and our children to thrive in, that we got to know how to choose that and how to navigate through that. Because you just can't leave it up to chance. Because our default settings is to always want more. We got to work on our default settings to teach ourselves to choose correctly instead of always wanting more. And I land with that.
No, you're 100% right. We have this dysfunction of greed where I have to conquer. I got to be better than this man. I'm not in competition with no man. I don't want to be better than no man. I want to be equal with my brothers. That's why that's why I'm thankful for the men right now that are in my life with the alignment, because I don't see no judgment. I can talk to these dudes and be vulnerable and be open without them be like, no, I can't stand Velvet. Velvet think he's this. Velvet think he's the man. Velvet want to be the leader. No. Velvet just want to be Velvet. I just want to be great. Period. As great as I am. And this is the reason why we do what we do up here. And the brothers that pull up, it's the reason why they're up here for a reason, because we have a story to tell. We will sit here and we don't need to sugarcoat. We don't need to pander. We don't want to pretend to be something that we're not. I'm gonna tell you, a man that is unhealthy is a man that will sit there and tell y'all women on a whole platform, I'm single by choice. I don't want to deal with no women, but be in your DMs. Be in your DMs. You follow these dudes and he be right in your DMs talking about, yo, what's up, sexy? Can I get your number? All this other nonsense.
Crazy word.
It's crazy, but brothers is doing it, and they sitting there lying. Sitting there be up here lying, oh, I'm single, but I don't want to deal with no women. But yet, the moment they go to your profiles and start seeing a couple sexy pictures, he be right there in your DMs, liking every damn picture that you got up there that looks good, that's showing your anatomy. Not the regular ones, not the scriptures, but the ones that have pictures of you showing some kind of flesh. And next thing you know, he's in your DM. And next thing you know, he's leaving you numbers. And next thing you know, this dude is calling you all strange, unhealthy ass men. Lying to y'all, sitting up on these damn platforms, pretending to be something that they're not. Only doing it for what? For the gratitude of y'all women, so y'all don't get it. Y'all don't see it. I see the nonsense. This is why I tell you, I don't play TikTok. I call niggas out on their crap. You got these men on here trying to pretend to be something that they not, hosting these lives. Y'all be up in them talking about, oh, he's speaking the truth. But yeah, he ain't talking to you. He's talking to your flesh. I'm trying to speak into some of y'all so y'all can get it. These men are speaking to your flesh. And they want to be soft and monotone. Like, yeah, you know, because that's why I don't talk like that.
Hey, it be so bad, bro, that some of these women be trying to actually pin us against each other too, which is the most diabolical shit that you can see.
Crazy work.
But it's facts, bro. Like they be up here trying to compare. Hey man, you don't talk like him. He talk like this. He do this. He do that. Like yo, and then they want you to look at him like you getting jumped. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy work.
I believe it.
Speak on it, brother. I know about that all too well.
And y'all know me. For those that know Velvet, that been around me for the past 2 or 3 years, I don't care. Listen, I've seen men that try to talk like me, try to wear the fitteds. You ain't even from New York. You ain't never wear a fitted in your life. But now every time you go live, you got a New York hat. Make it make sense. Then you're saying, you're using stuff that I used to say, pack them up. I'm going to tell you something. Ain't nobody on this app. I know. Okay. See, I'm not talking about, I'm just saying in general, babe. I'm not talking about certain individuals. But when you start here, when you go to certain lives, all right, I'll take it down. I'm gonna relax. When you see certain men, let me tell you an unhealthy man, ladies and gentlemen. To some of y'all ladies, unhealthy man is a man that he stays in these unhealthy relationships. It's because he chooses to. Bottom line, an unhealthy man, what's up, Allie? An unhealthy man stays in an unhealthy relationship because he chooses to. That is just bottom line. He chose to stay in that. That's exactly. He's very comfortable in that. You said it right, Top. That unhealthy man is so comfortable. There's nothing that any man could tell him about, yo, man, you with the wrong chick. Man, that relationship ain't no good. Listen, sometimes we just got to let lion dogs lie. You want to stay in an unhealthy relationship? Guess what? Keep that away from me. Because what you're not about to do is bounce that same negative energy from you to me. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But brother Brian, I see you in the building.
Good evening, guys. It's here. Good evening. And I say to stay in a healthy relationship, it's all about your choice as a person. your personal choice is on choose to be with. So other guys, they think about having beautiful girls, beautiful men to stay with. They don't focus about the behavior of the person. So actually, to my conclusion is that to live in a healthy relationship is all about your choice. It's you what you choose, you personally. That's it.
For those that I think my brother Stopper says so. I was talking about Stopper just to let y'all know. Coming on his live trying to wear Yankee hats like the bro, like his big bro. Now I'm just playing. But let me say this for ladies and gentlemen that don't know, TikTok, free Stopper. Get my brother.
They got Stopper too.
Keep locking him up. He stay in prison. Free Stopper.
That man a 3-time felon, bro.
I'm telling you. Yo.
We'll be back over there to pick him up from the gates again.
As we did before. As we did before.
That's what happens when you claim dark skin.
Wow. Listen, no BS today, fellas, man. I just want to say this to my brothers, to the men that are here, to the men that are listening, for those that are watching from the FYP, wherever you are in life, man. Create healthy environments. I'm a true believer now that when you create and you create healthy environments, your relationship, your life, everything will be balanced. Do you notice a lot of stuff that's unhealthy is the reason why the relationships are unbalanced, and you have no balance, and your day is kind of shifty because of the unhealthiness in that relationship. Everything starts from home. You leave your home. If your home is unhealthy, what makes you think your life is going to be healthy? Your relationship is not going to. If your relationship is not healthy, and I'm gonna put it two ways. If your relationship with God isn't healthy, your relationship in your home and your marriage isn't healthy, how are you expect you to walk around and leave your home with a healthy mindset? You will leave in your home unhealthy. You're going to work. There's problems on the job. There's things going on. You're stuck in traffic and you're getting pissed off. All these things. And what are you doing? It comes full circle and you're coming right back to an unhealthy environment, which is your four walls, which should be the place of peace, where all healthiness and everything should start from inside here. That right there, and I'm talking to men, I'm not talking to your women right now, I'm talking to the men. If we want to call ourselves true leaders, I'm the leader, I'm the head, whatever the case may be, fix your relationship with the Father first. So you can have a healthy mindset. Healthy heart, healthy spirit. I don't care about my flesh. I want my spirit and my mind to be healthy. Because if my spirit and my mind is healthy, then everything else is going to flow naturally. That's why I said I woke up this morning with a healthy thought. It was healthy for me to do the things that I need to do without question. She didn't have to ask me. She didn't have to question me. As tired as I was, I knew as a man of this house, I had to get up and do what needed to be done. Because I know that as a woman of this house, she's going to do what needs to be done. And that's creating a healthy balance. It doesn't have to be 100%. You just have to create a healthy balance within yourself, within your relationship, within your whatever it is. Even if you by yourself, your space should be a healthy place. I'm walking in my environment as a single man, but it feels good to be home. It's a difference when you walk in your house and you feel something is missing, it's empty. Two different things. I can walk in my house and feel comfortable being by myself. I'm good. But if I walk in my house and I still feel like something is missing, that's the realization. I'm not healthy. I need something to balance. It's the balance. Healthiness is a balance. And we have to create that good balance within ourselves, within our relationships, within our marriage, especially with Christ. Hands down. For those that may believe in God, I'm not telling you what to do. It is not my job. I'm just here to give you my honest opinion on how I see things and how I see fit. You can live your life how you choose to live it. It's not me. I have no heaven and hell to put anybody in. But at this present moment, this is what he's speaking to me, and I need to speak it to myself, because maybe I am talking to myself. And a lot of times we need to understand that when he's talking to us, it may not be for everybody. Things that we're saying, we can say it out loud, but guess what it could be for? It can be for me. Because we can teach ourselves so many things, but we fail to realize that we're trying to teach others. But the same lessons we teach others, we need to take on those lessons ourselves, especially as men. I love you, brothers. I love the ones that just came into the live. For the brothers that's not even following me, for the ones I just met, I love y'all. Because we black men. And the one thing I want to say to us, and before I land my plane, is this. Let's continue to pour into each other the way that we've been doing. It doesn't stop here. We got Brother Donovan that goes live. We got praise and worships that we do on Monday mornings with D Awesome. Stop him when he gets his behind out of jail. Because, they're always locking up the pastors. We got. I know Brother PR does something with his sister on certain nights. Top is always in the building. Brother Ford. These are men. We're doing stuff, but let's keep ourselves united. Let's keep ourselves strong, and let's keep pouring into each other. When we see a brother's about to fall, let's pick him up. Let's not let him fall and go astray. Let's keep him grounded, keep him secure, and keep him safe, because we all we got, fellas, especially as men. So let's continue to do the positivity. Let's continue to feed these women some of the things that they need that they need to be fed with, so they can look out for some of these knuckleheads that's out here. I'm not saying it's us, but there are knuckleheads that are out here that these women need to be looking out for, and it is our job. It is our job to keep giving them this word and keep giving them this work. Because are we not supposed to protect our sisters? Is it not our job to protect these women? Show me where I'm lying. Well, we're not supposed to protect our sisters, so we out here to protect them. Guess what, ladies? We are here to protect y'all, but we also gonna give it to y'all a different type of way that y'all not used to it. So just prepare yourselves. Put your big girl panties on. I land there, fellas.
Hey, real quick, let me drop a scripture real fast, man. The Bible says that a brother is born for adversity. So this connection, this synergy, this environment that we create is highly important, especially in this day and age where there are a lot of weak males being brought out, but there are real men that are still on the earth that are here to sharpen each other. And I'm glad to be a part, man. And like I said, an honor that you all allow me on your stage, man. Solid.
It's not even an allowance, brother. It's designed. It's designed, bro. Real talk, like I said, and I'm not taking nothing from none of the men that I've ever encountered in my life on this app. I've ran with so many different brothers, but it was a reason why I ran with them to get to where I'm at right now. No disrespect to no man that I have ever encountered on my live that ever came into my platform. No disrespect to none. Many have come, many have come. Many have came, many have gone. But it's okay, because I'm still here and I'm still standing. I didn't leave, I'm still here. But guess what it did? It still allows me to interface. Who's to say that what we have is going to be forever? It may or may not. Only God knows. But guess what? I'm embracing the moments that I have now with the men that are on my platform. Bottom line. That's why I said I'm not creating no more groups, no more title names, this, that, and the third. And it was nothing against those men. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. But at the same token, he placed me with the men I need to be placed with. Because guess what? Maybe, hey, I need a stopper. I need a Donovan. I need a D Awesome. I need brothers that's, yo, we need to pray. Yo, you need to get your spiritual life. Yo, it's making me look differently. And it's helping me reestablish my connection with my father. Brothers like Ford coming with scriptures. Brothers like Leo script. I'm absorbing it because it's something different. Like, wait a minute. This is not. You know what, God? It's you got it. What's up, Nate? I'm like, you got it. You got it. I'm not even gonna fight you on it because I'd be foolish to fight the father. Because that's my arms is too short. My arms is too short. Real talk. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, we got to 189K likes. I want to say this for the people that's still here. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for tapping. We really, truly appreciate you joining this Friday, this men's live panel. Just to let y'all know, only on Fridays on my platform will I host men's live. Only on Fridays. Monday and Wednesday, I invite men and women up as well. On Monday morning, I'll be back 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Then I'll be back after that Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and once again Friday mornings. Those are the only 3 days I go live on this app. I need 3 days, and I still need 4 days for myself. 1 for me, 3 for the wife. Ha ha ha. But no. But nah. But you know, these platforms and what we're doing, like when my brother Donovan goes live, these things are needed. It's needed for us men to continue to grow and continue to do the things that we need to do and to continue to pour into each other without sitting and talking about, nah, bro, yo, Top, I don't like how you talk. Yo, PR, you too Puerto Rico for me. All you light-skinned brothers get on my nerves. Heck no. I love y'all, man.
Hey, listen, I can only be me.
I want to say to Black Tokyo, welcome to the family.
Thanks, fam. I appreciate it.
And we all give you permission to think differently.
Say that again, please. One more time, Donovan.
We all give you permission to think differently.
That is our motto.
We provoke thoughts, not feelings.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we provoke. We provoke thoughts. We allow you to say what you want to say. We may even have a little pushback, but it ain't the pushback like, nigga, you crazy for saying that nonsense. As long as all I want to do is say one thing to you fellas. You know when you are unhealthy when she can't swallow. If she doesn't know how to swallow, your relationship is unhealthy.
You want to swallow?
No, I'm just playing. That's when you know the live is about to be over. The moment we start saying, if you are unhealthy, you are an unhealthy relationship if she doesn't swallow.
Swallow.
Nah, but listen, gentlemen, this was amazing, man. I want to thank each and every brother that pulled up. Thank y'all so much for joining again on another Friday. This is week number 5. We pushing through. We pushing through, and we pushing through every week. Something different. I know I'm on it. I'm on it, Rain. I'm on it, baby. I want to thank everybody that came in alive. Like I said before, it's not us. It's you guys that come into the comments. Because the comments do matter, and y'all mean so much to me, and I truly appreciate each and every person that comes in. But like I said, for some of y'all women that want to come up, Fridays is for the fellas. You want to come up on this live, come catch me on a Monday or catch me on a Wednesday. You can come up anytime you want. Yes, Roxy, the commentators. I love the people in the comments. Y'all be going in and y'all support us, even when y'all don't, even when you're coming with the negative. I ain't gonna say negative, but with your own thoughts, it's all respectable. So thank y'all again for tapping. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for taking time out of your day just to. Yes, I'm gonna keep dragging Ponytail too, sis. Thank y'all for taking time out of your day, whether you at work, whether you on the train, wherever you are, sitting in your car, in the hospital, whatever the case may be. Just thank y'all. Well, I truly appreciate y'all just for spending this Friday morning with me for these 2.5 hours. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate that. And to my brothers on the platform, man, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all again. Just for taking the time out of your day. And I know Brother Donovan is working, so I appreciate that because we be doing the same thing. I'll be working and be like, yo, I got to get in when I can get in. But this is what we do. This is what we call male support. You got your hand up. You want a high five, brother? I know you waiting for the prayer. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. They waiting for the prayer.
You know what time it is.
You know
I
it.
see the clocks just like you see the clocks.
You know it.
I'm just gonna hold you accountable because you got to get to that point. I don't. I live out here in Texas. You know.
You think you not living, you ain't got to do, you got to do. I live here, you don't. Nah, but I got shout out to all the brothers, man, for real, man. I can't wait till next Friday. This is crazy, right? I wait till next Friday, ain't even here yet. I'm looking forward to next Friday already. But anyway, I'm also looking forward to this weekend and this week. So, gentlemen, with all due respect, for those that can turn their camera on, please, just respectfully, before we close out. If you can turn your camera on, I would truly appreciate it just so we can do this one prayer, because I want to do this. I want to do this in solidly. If you can't, I understand, but just
since you begging.
Yes, I'm begging. Wow. Baby, please, please, please.
Got the Afghan beard out.
Can we
First
raise?
of all, go sit in traffic.
Can we all? Can we raise? Can we raise this? Can we raise this of the right hand? And as I always,
my right hand over here.
And as I always say, may the love of the Lord be with us all until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Appreciate my brothers. Thank y'all again, man. You guys have an amazing weekend. If I don't speak to y'all, see y'all. And may God be with everybody that's on this platform today. Go with Friday with good health. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And go outside and touch some grass. Don't slide in and go someplace else. Go touch some grass.
I touch grass later when the sun not out too hard.
That part.
I'll leave you with this.
Best to go inside right now before it
That
gets
sun
out.
out right now is disrespectful.
Oh, not right now, it ain't.
Over here it is. Down the street it is.
Well, they got two different weathers. What you want to say, 62?
When you look in the mirror, are you a lion or are you lying?
Take that. So with that being said, y'all might want to take that with y'all for the rest of the day. Am I lying or am I lying? I'll take that. All right, ladies and gentlemen.